is swung on and hit in the air to right field deep. And you can't forget about this one. Blaze Salter hits number 5, and the Newport Gulls retake the lead.
This is the Newport Gulls pregame show, live from Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island.
Gone! A grand slam! Drew Power, right tower power, and the Gulls walk off in the 15th inning!
Coming up, interviews, stats, standings, lineups, and a whole lot more.
Tomas steps on the back for one out, throws to first, and he's in time, a double play.
And that one is gone! Joey Hefner!
Swinging a high drive, left field deep. Bolzano going back, looking up. This ball is a two-run homer. T.J. Jones hits it out.
Stay tuned. The pregame show begins now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. In his 12th season covering Newport Gulls baseball, here is play-by-play broadcaster Nick Lima.
Hello and welcome here to Cardines Field in Newport, Rhode Island, where this evening the Newport Gulls will begin interdivision play as they take on the NECBL Northern Division's North Adams Steeplecats. Hello again, everybody. I'm Nick Lima. Welcome here tonight as the Gulls come in off a win last night on the road in Mystic as they continue the beginning portion of their 2016 campaign here at Cardines Field, their third home game and game number 6 on this 44-game schedule. It's the Newport Gulls and the North Adams Steeplecats. We'll have the full pregame show coming your way next, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Welcome back. Here's our pregame show continues. Nick Lima now joined by North Adams Steeplecats broadcaster Robert Ambrose. Robert, how are you today?
Doing good. How are you?
Very well, very well. So it's your first time here at Cardines Field. What do you think of this ballpark so far in first impression?
First impression so far, it's pretty nice. It was really interesting being right across the street from the bus station here, but it's just a beautiful area, beautiful part of the country right by the bay. And a lot of the players on the bus when we were getting over here were thinking, hey, is this like the Bay Area of the East? And in a sense, it kind of is.
Yeah, Rhode Island Sound, of course, right up through Narragansett Bay. It kind of could be considered an analogy to that.
Absolutely.
Now, Robert, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from. You just finished up college last year as well.
Well, I graduated actually in 2013 from Cal Lutheran, and this is my first year broadcasting for the Steeplecats. I broadcasted for 3 seasons at the CLU's baseball and basketball teams and softball for 3 seasons. So I'm excited to be out east for the summer to be able to broadcast this summer for the Steeplecats.
What made you want to be a broadcaster and get into this field?
Well, honestly, I just love sports, and I just love being able to watch sports and being able to talk about it, and why not be able to talk about it to a lot of people.
Now, for our fans at home that may not know much about Joe Wolf Field up in North Adams, Massachusetts, it's about a 3-hour drive from here, but it's a very picturesque ballpark. It's got a great backdrop in the hills in the western Berkshires, and Joe Wolf is really just a treasure.
It does. It is, and the field's really nice, and you get, like you mentioned before, the great views in the outfield. And, in the center field, you got the playground. A lot of kids are playing around there during a game, and when a home run is hit, they're going to go running. Can't think of anything better than that. And, there's also further on out in left center field, behind the playground, you have a City League little mini field, and sometimes we have other games going on at the same time, and sometimes it's exciting to watch both games at the same time.
Of course, Newport Gulls will have a chance to see Joe Wolf Field later on this season when the Gulls and the Steeplecats round up this 2-game interdivision season series. Every year, the NECBL North and South teams play each other a game apiece at each other's ballparks. And it's an opportunity, really, to see the entire league and not just the division games.
Absolutely. And, getting for all the teams to see all the ballparks in the league, it's a great experience to see them all and, be able to compare them all. And they're all great so far. Like all the games, the ballparks that we've been to at the Steeplecats have been great, and you just love being able to see them all and compare them.
Now, Robert, the Steeplecats, how are they faring so far here to start the 2016 campaign?
Well, right now we're 4-2. We've won the last 3 games in a row. After slow starts, falling to 1-2 on the year, we've won 3 in a row. The last 2 have been blowouts. We won 8-0 2 nights ago up in Laconia, New Hampshire, against the Winnipesaukee Muskrats. Everything went their way in that game, and again, everything went their way yesterday in the game against the Sanford Mainers, winning 9-2. 6 runs scored in the bottom of the second, and the rout was on from there. The pitching has also been superb so far to start the season, so Steeplecats looking forward to keeping it going.
Robert Ambrose, North Adams Steeplecats broadcaster. Thanks for joining us here in the pregame show. See you in the booth in a little bit.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, Robert. The pregame show continues. The Gulls Eye View is next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back to the pregame show here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. I'm Shannon O'Connor here with Gabe Snyder for the Gulls Insider. All right, Gabe, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well, thanks. Just got a few questions for you. So this is your first year here in the Gulls playing in the NECBL. How does playing here in this league differ from playing at school?
It's a lot different. You got a lot of fans that come out to watch us play, so it's exciting.
Okay. So this is only our third game at home, but so far, what's your favorite thing about playing here at Cardines?
The atmosphere. It's a lot different. There's a lot of fans rooting for us, which is really cool, and it's fun to be here.
Okay. So last night you had a hit that led to the first run of the game. How did having that hit influence the rest of the night?
Getting the first run really kind of relaxes everybody so they can play a little more loose, and really helps us to keep adding on to it.
Okay. So what are some things that you've learned here under this different coaching staff that have helped you improve your skills?
I've only been here for a short time, but they've really helped me with my swing a little bit, and I'm sure it'll keep improving as I'm staying here.
Okay, so what's a little bit different about playing here on the field at Cardines and playing at your school at Wright State?
I'd say just having the ocean all around you, which is cool, and there's a lot more fans here than there are at our college games, so it makes it fun to play here.
All right, so what is a typical off day for you?
Work out, eat, sleep, maybe. I haven't been in the ocean yet, so that'll probably be in there too.
All right, thanks, Gabe. The pregame show continues next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Stay tuned.
Welcome back here at Cardines Field. Our pregame show continues. Now time for our visit with the Newport Gulls manager, Al Leyva. Skip, how are you today?
Doing well, Nick. How you doing?
Not too bad. Newport Gulls and the North Adams Steeplecats here today, a team that you have some familiarity with.
Yeah, a few years ago I coached them, and it was a fun time up there. Great organization, and a fun place to be.
You know how important those division games are. The Gulls have played nothing but division matchups so far this season. But here tonight they begin interdivision play against a team that they'll only see twice in the regular season. Still, though, every game matters.
Yeah, if you want to, if you want that playoff berth, you got to go through everybody. So these games are, even though it's in the other division, you still got to take it seriously, and you got to try to win those games.
Couple of weird games there for the Gulls. We had that extra inning contest here on Friday night, 12 innings, 12-11. You had a game like that every now and then. Then over the weekend, a nice win for the Gulls. The pitching really settled down Sunday in Mystic. Come back here on Monday, and the Gulls' bats then quieted down. It's been sort of an up-and-down season like that as a lot of players have been arriving, and there's been a lot of rotation going on.
Yeah, we have a lot of guys that were in the regionals, super regionals, guys just getting here late, waiting for the draft. And, it's part of it. But, we're not the only ones in this situation. A lot of the other teams are in the same situation. And so you just got to deal with it. It's you got to really think about the moves you're going to make, and but really there's not a lot of moves you can make other than having pitchers hit or play outfield or something like that. So it is what it is.
Now, Coach, last night the Gulls played the Mystic Schooners for a third time this season and came out the victors.
Yeah, we swung the bat well against them the last two times we played them. And even in that 12-inning game, I think we actually out-hit them. But we fell a little short, and but that happens. When you're short a few players, that's going to happen. But we're going to hopefully be at full strength here by this weekend, and then start on Monday. Get guys in a rotation, and hopefully we could figure that out.
What we're going to see on the mound tonight for the Gulls against the Steeplecats?
We're going to see Chris. He threw a couple innings, and I think it was in that 12-inning game. And originally he was supposed to go on Sunday, but we needed him to go an extra inning or two on Friday, so we just pushed him back, and so he's going today.
How's the injury report looking around the dugout right now? A couple players a little beat up.
Yeah, it's some of them haven't played this year, and so their arms are a little sore because it's max effort. We have a catcher that came up. He hurt his hamstring. He pulled it while he was running down the baseline. Our other catcher is sick with the flu. And we got a couple of position players that are a little sore. And, it's just the aches and pains of a long season, spring season. And, they get here, they had a couple of weeks off. And then, like I said, you're going max effort. And sometimes they just tweak it here and there. So, and it's nice to have a day off, but right now we have 9 position players, so they got to play.
So heading into tonight's contest, there's a third catcher that's been added to the roster as well.
Yes, we're going to get him later tonight. And really, with our other catcher down and the other one is sick, luckily we have a right fielder that caught in high school, so he's catching tonight. So we're going to see what we can do tonight.
Newport Gulls manager Al Leyva, good luck tonight against the Steelcats. Thanks for joining us.
All right, thank you, Nick.
That's our pregame visit with Al Leyva. Newport Gulls baseball is next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Swing and a miss. The Newport Gulls are the 2014 NECBL champions. The Gulls, for the 6th time in franchise history, will hoist the Fay Vincent Cup.
This is Newport Gulls baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 19 strikeouts for Chase Reed.
Newport Gulls baseball is brought to you by Sullivan Tire, South Coast Health, by Newport Glass, better call Newport Glass, and by Serve Pro.
Gulls win on a 3-run walk-off home run in the bottom of the 10th by Kyle Hanker. You can't forget about it. Home run game tied.
By 3N2, the official footwear of the Newport Gulls. And Raytheon, proud supporters of Military Appreciation Night, the People's Credit Union, proud sponsor of the Fanatic About Reading Night, and by Tiverton Little League, by Taylor Rental, by Subway, Newport Insurance, by A1 Roofing, by Discover Newport, and by Diego's Wharf Pub.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's swung on and missed. Strike 3. And Brett Gray strikes out the side.
By Diamond, the official baseball of the NECBL. Diamond, simply the best. By the Brick Alley Pub and Restaurant in Newport. By the town of Middletown. And by Salve Regina University.
Take one pitch, 1 out, 1 inning at a time.
By Clements Marketplace, Frosty Free. By O'Brien. And by Aquidneck Meat Market.
It's swung on, hitting the air to center field deep. Going back with Jano Jr. Still going back on the wall. He leaps and he makes the catch. Here's a throw back to first. It's a long throw. It will be in time. He's out. A double play. Can you believe it? This one's over. Kyle Wilcox strikes out the side here in the ninth. Swinging a line drive right at Jeff Miller. He steps to the back for the double play. Or it's a triple play. An unassisted triple play. Can you believe it?
By Newport Daily News. By the Blue Plate Diner. By the Newport County YMCA. And Horan Building and Construction.
Swing a ground ball, wiggly hitter right side. Fielded by Donald. Throws to second. Out there. Relay to first. Double play. And the inning is over. The Newport Gulls set the new NECBL record for wins in the season with 32. Swinging a drive in right field. It's going to jump in for a base hit. Running third is Butler. He will be waved home. The relay to the plate is netted down. Newport Gulls win 1-0. Judge is coming home. He scores. And the Gulls win.
By the Rhode Island Fraternal Order of Police. By In the Zone Baseball Club. And by RE/MAX Professionals of Newport.
Let's go, Gulls! Let's go! Let's go, Gulls! Let's go! And the Newport Gulls have pitched a no-hitter.
Shows you how good of a team we are. That's why we're in first place. Yep, let's keep going.
It goes to third. It's going to be a double play. This one is back at the wall, and it is gone.
By Viking Tours, the official travel company of the Newport Gulls. By Dr. Nathan Tillman, Newport Family and Cosmetic Dentistry, the official Newport Gulls team dentist. By First Command Financial Planning and Century 21. We know our business.
Number 300 for skipper Mike Coons. Gone! A grand slam! Drew Fowler, right tower power!
Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. The Newport Gulls are the 2009 NECBL champion. The Gulls mob Jeff Brown behind the mound as the Gulls become the first team in league history to win 4 Fay Vincent Cups.
Once again, here's Nick Lima and the Newport Gulls broadcast team.
Hello once again here from Cardines Field as we get set for baseball on a lovely evening here in the month of June. I'm Nick Lima alongside Robert Ambrose and Shannon O'Connell. Jared Krajewski, official scorer, here alongside as well as we get set for baseball this evening. The Newport Gulls and the North Adams Steelcats, the first interdivision game the Gulls will play this summer, and as part of their schedule, as the Steelcats are in town, a former member, in fact, of the Gulls division, about a decade ago. We welcome to the booth Robert Ambrose. Robert, welcome again here to Cardines Field.
Thank you, Nick. It's a pleasure to be here.
So the Newport Gulls coming into this contest here tonight after a victory last night over in Mystic, 7-3 the final score in that one. The Gulls on cruise control much of that game. After a tough one here against Ocean State 2 nights ago, Newport was nearly shut out but lost 4-1. They were no hit into the 7th inning. And the Bats came alive again last night on the road to Mystic. They'll look to do the same here tonight against the Steeplecats, who come into tonight's contest and sitting in tied for second, really, in the NECBL North.
Well, the Steeplecats have won the last 3 games in a row. The last 2 have been blowouts. They won, I mentioned just earlier in the pregame on the field, Nick, they won 9-2 yesterday over the Sanford Mainers at home. Peter Lanou in his second start that game yesterday for the Steeplecats, he was outstanding. 6 innings, allowed just 2 runs. And the Steeplecats scoring 6 runs in the second inning. There was no looking back after that.
Meanwhile, the Newport Gulls, behind strong pitching last night, were able to get the victory over in Mystic, and that really was a good moral victory for the Gulls, who, again, offensively had some issues here at Cardines Field on Monday night against their in-state rivals, the Waves. Also had an injury in the field. The catcher, Charlie Carpenter, is day-to-day. The hamstring injury, as Al Leva, the Gulls manager, told us on our pregame show. So Newport has made some roster moves here to correspond with what's been happening. They're still, of course, short a couple players. Only 9 position players are available here tonight, so players are going to be out of position a little bit. Mark Powell moves over to second. Shane Matheny, of course, is going to get the start again at third. But at shortstop, Fabio has his first start there. Steven Scott, who's been an outfielder for Newport, he's going to catch tonight for the first time since high school. So the Gulls with some issues, but they're working to address them. Meanwhile, Shannon O'Connell's here today. Shannon, looking forward to a good night here on St. Joseph's Community Night. And it's a big fundraiser here for St. Joseph's Church.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really great night. It's a beautiful night for baseball, perfect weather. I think they'll do really great tonight.
So it's the Newport Gulls and the North Adams Steeplecats. We'll come back. We'll look at other action around the league when we come back next as our pregame show continues here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
You're tuned in to the Newport Gulls pregame show, now on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, stay connected by following the NECBL on all of our social media channels. Like us on Facebook at facebook.com/NECBL. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at the NECBL, and follow the NECBL on YouTube.
Welcome back here in Newport. We'll look at other action around the league. Let's take a listen to Shannon O'Connell. Has a roundup of action last night, what's going on tonight, and what the league standings are. Shannon?
Okay, so last night, Newport won in Mystic 7-3. Keene won at home against Danbury 6-3. New Bedford lost at Upper Valley 6-5. Sanford fell to North Adams 9-2. Ocean State won at home to Plymouth in 6-2. And Winnipesaukee won in Vermont 8-5. So the standings in the Northern Division, Keene is in first place with the 4-0 record, and Upper Valley and North Adams are tied for second. And then in the Southern Division, Ocean State leads with a 4-1 record, and Plymouth is in second with the record of 3-2. Tonight's games are Sanford at Winnipesaukee, Ocean State at Plymouth, Valley at Keene, Vermont at Danbury, and Upper Valley at New Bedford.
Thank you very much, Shannon, for the look around the NECBL. And of course, we'll have live score updates from those contests as they get underway around the league here tonight. Well, the starting lineups next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network as our pregame show continues.
You're tuned in to the Newport Gulls pregame show, now on the NECBL Broadcast Network. The New England Collegiate Baseball League is the most competitive brand of amateur wooden bat summer baseball in the country. With 13 teams spread through 6 New England states and over 125 Major League Baseball alumni, the league entertains our region from June through August each and every summer. Student athletes who come from all parts of the country partner with some of the region's most scenic communities to offer summer baseball at its finest. For current team information, rosters, and schedules, visit the NECBL online at necbl.com. The NECBL, keep your eye on the dream. The 2016 NECBL All-Star Game is heading to the City by the Sea this summer. The NECBL's Midsummer Classic will be hosted by our very own Newport Gulls on Sunday, July 17th. Join the NECBL's elite student athletes as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every Major League organization in one of America's most historic ballparks, Cardines Field. Make your plans now to join the NECBL's Best of the Best on Sunday, July 17th in Newport, Rhode Island for the 2016 All-Star Game. Fans, the NECBL Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, or mobile device, individual games cost $8 or save 65% by purchasing a season pass for $125 and enjoy access to every one of your favorite team's games. And remember, audio broadcasts for every team are available for free all summer long. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule. The chase for the Fay Vincent Senior Cup begins on Wednesday, August 3rd, when the 2016 NECBL playoffs begin. Once again, the top 4 teams from each division will qualify, with winners advancing to the NECBL Championship Series to fight for the league title. All series will be played in best-of-3 format throughout the postseason. For more information, head to necbl.com. Listen up, fans. For the second straight year, you, our loyal fans, will have the chance to select one player to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 11th, fans will be able to vote for one of our 13 All-Star Game fan vote nominees. The player with the most votes will be elected an NECBL All-Star and have the chance to play in the All-Star Game at Cardines Field, the home of the Newport Gulls, on Sunday, July 17th. Fan voting will take place online at necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 11th.
And welcome back here in Newport as we get set for baseball here. We're going to pour us moments down to the field and pick up the St. Joseph's Choir as they'll be singing tonight's national anthem. Outstanding rendition of our national anthem sung here at Cardines Field by the St. Joseph's Parish Choir here on St. Joseph's Community Night. Hello again, everybody. Nick Lima alongside Shannon O'Connell on my right, our field reporter, joining us for the first time here tonight, and Robert Ambrose as well, as we'll pause a moment as the honor guard will exit the field on right. The Cub Scouts out there providing the honor guard for tonight's game here in Newport. And looking forward to a good contest here between the Newport Gulls and the North Adams Steeplecats on St. Joseph's Community Night. Stands already beginning to fill up here. And still a few minutes away from first pitch. And we'll give you the starting lineups for tonight's ball game. And I think with the starting lineups for the visiting Steeplecats, here again is Robert Ambrose.
Thank you, Nick. The starting lineup for the Steeplecats leading off will be the left fielder, Nick Riotto, batting second. In center field, Daniel Holst. John Mazza is batting third. He is starting behind the plate. Keaton Wright, the cleanup man, playing first base. He's off to a very hot start. 4 home runs on the season. And Benjamin Bankston, the shortstop, hitting fifth. Noah Vaughn, the reigning NECBL Offensive Player of the Week, hits sixth, playing in right field. And the designated hitter will be Edward House, hitting seventh. Dustin Shirley, playing second base, hitting eighth. And Easton Johnson will be the number 9 hitter, playing third base. And the pitcher today...
We'll get to the pitcher in just a moment, but they're going to face off tonight against Chris Bubich, the lefty for the Newport Gulls. 3.26 ERA, no 0-3 record, and 21 appearances, 6 starts for Stanford University. For the Cardinal this spring, 23 earned runs, 17 earned. 23 total runs, 17 earned runs. 26 walks at 38 strikeouts. Opponents hit .260 against Bubich, who has made 1 appearance in relief. It was in the home opener here at Cardines Field in that 12-inning contest against Mystic on Friday night. He'll be backed up by Newport Gulls starting 9 that looks like this. Leading off the center fielder, Travis Young. Hitting second, the shortstop, Cole Fabio. Batting third, designated hitter, Gabe Snyder. Batting cleanup, the first baseman, Jake Brote. Catcher tonight, Steven Scott will get his first try behind the dish. The second baseman, Mark Pearl, bats sixth. Batting seventh, Shane Matheny, the third baseman, in the 8th spot. The right fielder, Sean Vigent, moves from the infield to the outfield. Short-handed Gulls tonight. And rounding out the order for the Newport Gulls, the left fielder, Chris Chatfield. They're going to face off against Patrick Ryan.
Patrick Ryan in his second start of the season for the Steeplecats. He's 0-1, made his first start in the second game of the year last Friday night for the Steeplecats. It didn't exactly go his way. He's looking to bounce back, improve on that, and help the Steeplecats keep their win streak going.
Umpires for tonight's contest, Matt Ball is calling balls and strikes behind the plate, appropriately enough. And Tom Carey, a veteran, is patrolling the base pass as the umpires go over the ground rules with Mike Armstrong and Newport Gulls manager Al Leyva. I'll take just a few moments to tell you about tonight's game time weather conditions. Game time, first pitch temperature about 76 degrees under mostly sunny skies. Couple little puffy white clouds shade the background. And Shannon, looking forward to a nice pleasant evening here today. And no rain yet on any of our home nights.
Definitely. As long as there's no rain, I think it'll be a great night for baseball.
No rain in the forecast. The radar is clear, and north-northwesterly wind blows at 10 to 15 miles per hour from right to left across the diamond. Of course, you get the sea breeze boost here at Cardines Field. That's your starting lineups. You have all the information, and now all you need is the first pitch. It's coming your way next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Stay tuned.
The NECBL is a Major League Baseball-sponsored summer collegiate league designed to enhance the quality of life in our 13 scenic communities by providing quality baseball at an affordable price in a family-friendly environment. In the NECBL, summer collegiate baseball has become the common denominator that brings our region and our communities together. Last year, over 250,000 fans came out to our ballparks, and countless others followed along online via internet broadcasts, Facebook, and mobile apps. Over 100 NECBL alumni have already cracked Major League rosters, and that number will continue to grow this season. Tour New England this summer to see future professionals while visiting some of the most beautiful scenic communities in the region. Visit www.necbl.com to learn more about what makes the New England League one of the country's top summer baseball organizations. Fans, swing the same bat that your favorite NECBL players bring to the ballpark each night. Dream Bat Company has been producing quality baseball products since 2005 and is proud to be the official bat of the NECBL.
Welcome back here at Cardines Field as it gets set to get underway here in the top half of the first inning. On the mound, Chris Bubich for the Newport Gulls. A lefty's facing a lefty, and the first pitch of the ball game is over the outside corner, called strike, and we are underway at Cardines Field. Nothing more in the count to the left fielder, Nick Rioto, who leads things off here, crowding the batter's box as the pitch is cut on and missed, and quickly he's in a hole, 0-2. He stands right on the absolute edge of that batter's box as he awaits the 0-2. Bubich has a sign from his catcher, Stephen Scott, the new Gulls backstop. Pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. A 3-pitch strikeout to start off the ball game for Chris Bubich, the lefty out of Stanford, native of Cupertino, California. Bubich, 2.25 ERA and 0-1 in his one relief appearance, which came here on Friday night against the Schooners. He worked 4 innings, allowed just 1 earned run, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 143 against him in that appearance.
He resides in Durango, Colorado.
There's Durango, Colorado native Daniel Host, the center fielder, who also hit from the left side against Bubich. A pitch. Skips in the dirt, just a couple feet in front of the plate for ball 1. Rioto at 074, making his 7th start for the Steeplecats. Has an RBI. Tall stature of the pitch. That's in there for a strike at the knees. It just clipped. I'll leave the count at 1-1. Rioto at 6 foot, 185 pounds. The next pitch. That's in there, strike 2.
Just finished his sophomore year at Texas Arlington.
One, 2 is hit on the ground towards the left side. Trying to glove it is Fabio. He can't make the play. And we'll see how that gets scored. And it's going to be an error. Fabio stuck the glove out there, was not able to make a backhanded stab on it. And it popped in and out of his glove, so it'll be an E6. I'll put a runner on for John Mazza.
Number 24, John Mazza from Northeastern University.
Mazza the catcher.
In Lexington, Massachusetts.
There's a 286. He's making his 6th start as a Steeplecat in this North Adams 7th game. The pitch. Hit on the ground, left side. One hop for the third baseman. Athene fires the second, out there. Relay to first, double play, and the inning is over. Took one pitch to erase the error as they go around the horn, 5-4-3. And on the twin killing, the side is retired. We're through half an inning of baseball here from Cardines Field with the score. The North Adams Steeplecats nothing. The Newport Gulls coming to bat here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
You're watching and listening to NECBL Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
He'll step on the bag at third, and the Newport Gulls have won the 2005 NECBL Championship. The Newport Gulls are the 2009 NECBL champions. He makes the catch, and the Newport Gulls are the 2012 NECBL champions.
Swing and a miss. The Newport Gulls are the 2014 NECBL champions. The Gulls, for the 6th time in franchise history, will hoist the Fay Vincent Cup.
13 years of covering the best team in summer collegiate baseball. This is the NECBL Broadcast Network. You're watching and listening to Newport Gulls baseball on your flagship home for the Gulls all season long, the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here at Cardines Field. We head to the home half of the first.
And the
Newport
winning
Gulls
ticket is
offensively will get going here against the Steeplecats. Now, of course, now announcing the winning tickets here tonight, because every inning they're giving away a season pass, right, Sharon?
Yeah, it's a great night. You get a season pass. You can come to every game here at Cardines.
Has a colorful line of caps, shirts, shorts, and sweats bearing the justly famous Gulls logo.
Patrick Ryan, the right-hander, on the mound here for North Adams. Native of Staten Island, or native of
Alaska and Hawaii.
I'm sorry, Staten Island, New York, and Iona College. A junior, 6'4", 205 pounds.
And there are plenty of souvenir items available.
Will face off against Travis Young, Cole Fabio, and Gabe Snyder, the starting three here for the Gulls.
Leading off the first inning for the Newport Gulls, the center fielder, number 8, Travis Young, from Wichita State University and the city of Derby, Kansas.
And Travis Young steps in the batter's box. Hitting .231, no homers, 3 RBI, and a double. The pitch is hooked foul right side, 0-1.
Better call. Newport Glass.
The Gulls just 0-2 here at home. This is their third home game. They'll be home every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday this summer, with the exception of one, and that's the date after the All-Star game, July 18th. It's the league-wide makeup date for the All-Star game. The 0-1 pitch is in there for a strike. 0-2. Young has 4 runs scored, just 1 walk. Well, overall, as a team, the Gulls have been very patient at the plate. 27 walks in all through 5 games, as this one's found to the top of the press box roof. Cole Fabio to follow. A pitch, that's swung on and hit on the air towards left field, pretty deep. Ryota going back, still drifting back in front of the wall. He'll reach up and make the catch. And there's one away.
The shortstop, number 1, Cole Fabio.
That brings up Fabio, the shortstop, hitting .400. No homers, 4 RBI. Fabio 6 for 15 at the plate through his first 3 games as a Gull. He's been outstanding. Breaking ball misses low, ball 1. Did commit an error in the top half of this inning. It was a very tough play, though. On a backhand, 1-0. Fastball on the outside corner, called strike, 1-1. But otherwise, defensively, he's only been in a couple of games now for Newport, but he has been very, very good, especially over at second base. The 1-1. Curve, misses up and in. 2-1. Ryan working quickly here. Wearing the Steeplecat socks with the, almost looks like the Boston Bruins stripes on the upper end. The pitch is line out towards right field, and running it down is Vaughn out there and right to make the catch for the inning's second out. Robert Ambrose, what does the defensive lineup look like for the North Adams Steeplecats?
For the Steeplecats, like I mentioned before, the starting pitcher is Patrick Ryan. At behind home plate, John Mazza at third base, Keaton Wright, and Dustin Shirley at second base. Easton Johnson at third, Benjamin Bankston at short.
As the pitch is fouled to the screen.
And Nick Ryota in left, Daniel Holst in center, and Noah Vaughn is in right field, who just made the catch there for the second out just now.
Thank you, Robert. Snyder waits the 0-1 is line. Look out. Foul down towards the Mudville Pub, right past the Gulls nest above the concession stand.
Well, early on here, Nick, we're seeing the Gulls have been hitting the ball exceptionally well. The 2 flyouts went close to the warning track for the only 2 outs, and that ball was smoked down the foul line.
And the 0-2 to Snyder. Skips in there, ball 1. Snyder in the DH role tonight. Has 4 RBI and a triple
Newport with 2 triples in the game Sunday against Mystic. That doubled their total from all of 2015. The pitch, that swung on again, tagged, but well foul. Home run distance, fouled by a couple 100 feet down the first base side.
Better call. Newport Glass.
If Snyder reaches, we'll see Jake Brote. The 1-2. It swung on, hit out in the air to left field pretty deep. Riota going back, drifting back to the wall. He'll reach up and make the catch with a couple feet of room behind him. 3 flyouts to left and right field. And that's going to do it for the Newport Gulls here in the first.
All right, fans, it is
We're
time
through an
for
inning complete from
contest
Cardines
elimination.
Field. The score, the Newport Gulls nothing, the North Adams Steeplecats nothing, as we continue here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network. You're watching and listening to NECBL Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Hey, Gulls fans, you don't have to just listen to Newport Gulls Baseball, you can watch it too, live on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Take advantage of Point Streak's full season video package. Watch a single game for just $8, or watch every Gulls game, home and away, right from your computer screen with the full season deal. Our dedicated crew coordinates 5 high-quality cameras, graphics, instant replay, and more. Watch Newport Gulls Baseball live and bring our home games into your home by signing up for a full season video package tonight. Be sure to check out the Gulls online at newportgulls.com. That's newportgulls.com.
And welcome back here at Cardines Field. So we head to the top of the second inning after a very quick first. Both pitchers facing minimum. Nick Lehman alongside Robert Ambrose and Shan O'Connell. As Keaton Wright, Benjamin Bingston, and Noah Vaughn face off against Chris Bubich here.
Wright has 4 home runs on the year. He's already scored 5 runs and has 6 hits. Also 3 doubles.
Pitch is swung on, smacked out to left field pretty deep. This could be an extra base hit. It will be as it drops down in front of the base of the fence and rolls to the wall. Picked up out there by Chatfield. In that second, standing with the double is Keaton Wright. And the cleanup hitter immediately launches one out towards left field to get on base in scoring position with nobody out.
He's continuing his great work with the bat this season. Now 4 doubles on the year with 4 home runs and getting the Steeplecats started. Hopefully they'll start to get their bats rolling here once again. It was the second inning of yesterday's game where they scored the 6 runs, saw 10 hitters come to the plate. And now the second inning here at Cardines Field.
25 total bases for Wright through his first 6+ games. What an amazing start to the year he's had. There's Benjamin Bingston. It's from the right side. The pitch comes inside. Ball 1 from Bubich. He has to work out of the stretch again here in the second inning. Bingston at 154. He's played in 5 of the Steeplecats' 7 games. He has a home run, 2 RBI. And he waits. The pitch comes inside and low again. 2-0. Corner infielder standing near the grass. Matheny a couple steps back at third. Bubich toes the rubber from the third base side. Comes to the stretch. Checks the runner, kicks and delivers. Strike called across the inside part of the plate again. He's working Bingston exclusively inside in these 3 pitches. He's behind the count, 2-1. Pitch. That's been a while. Gets behind the catcher Scott. Goes to the backstop. Off to third. Goes right. Swing scored a wild pitch and ball 3. Scott might have been a bit crossed up. It looks like it hit the dirt. We'll get the official ruling from Jarek. There will be a wild pitch, says Jarek. Jarek Kraski, our official score, doing a fantastic job. This is the 3rd game with us now. 3-1. Swing and a miss. A huge cut and a fastball. I couldn't catch up. Ball and strike 2. Coming up in the second, we'll have a look at other action around the league and get some score updates from Shannon. The payoff. Breaking ball hit on the ground, left side by the diving third baseman Matheny, a base hit. Coming home, the score is right. In at first is Bankston. And the Steeplecats bite first here in the second. They have a 1-0 lead as Benjamin Bankston hits an RBI single towards the left side.
And as huge as that wild pitch was, had it not been for the wild pitch, Wright would probably have been stuck at third on that base hit. But instead, he gets the extra 90 feet, takes advantage, and comes in to score on the single.
Bankston picks up RBI number 3 on the season. Here comes the right fielder Vaughn, and this lefty-heavy lineup against the southpaw tonight. A pitch. He's in there for a called strikes. Matt Ball. Noah Vaughn is leading the team in hitting right now at .409 through 6 games. He is 9 for 22 at the plate. A pitch. Just does clip the outside corner. And Vaughn is in a hole, 0-2. Nobody out yet. They're runner at first here. Vaughn, 5 RBI, 3 home runs, a double, and 4 walks. So OBP sits right at 500. 0-2 is chopped foul back towards the netting.
Better call.
The Gulls have plucked 3 coaches from the North Adams Steeplecats over the years, not all of them directly. It was Al Leva, former manager and assistant coach with the Steeplecats. The pitch, breaking ball is up and away. Ball 1. Well, he was an assistant coach for several years with North Adams. Gulls' former pitching coach Scott Virgilak was a assistant coach and manager with North Adams, and the Gulls' current assistant coach Eric DeGree coached with the Steeplecats last year. 2/3 of the current staff for Newport has been with the team. The 1-2 pitch is chopped foul. Virgilak was here for 5 years as Newport's pitching coach under skipper Mike Coombs. He's the head coach now at Rhode Island College. We see him at a game every now and then. Bankston leads at first. Wood set, steals, 1-2 is fouled to the screen. Edward House in the on-deck circle. Bubich taking his time here with the runner on. He sets the letters, the 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called in the outside corner. He had Vaughn frozen. He just caught one of the hottest batters in the league looking.
Designated hitter.
Second strikeout for Bubich. Big first out here in the second inning.
Edward House.
Still a runner at first for
St.
Edward House.
Mary's College. Resides in Rancho Palos Verdes, California.
House at 250,
Which is to the
starting his
south
third
of
game.
Donovan
He's 2 for 8 at the plate with an RBI. And he swings in the first pitch, hits it foul.
Better call. Newport Glass.
Oh my gosh, my dude.
Bubich, look over to first base. And Brody is shielding his eyes from the sun. The runner takes off, but the ball is chopped foul to the backstop. Bankston is 0 for 1 stolen base attempts. Long look in here. Now Bubich steals, the runner goes again. Ball is low in the dirt. Stopped by Scott, stolen base. And Bankston picks up his first swipe bag of the year. Erases the double play possibility. And puts the runner in scoring position. Bubich still working gracefully here as the pitch is fouled to the left side. Be fielded by the SteelCats third base coach, Ted Armstrong out there. One and two the count. Bubich likes the sign. From the stretch, he twirls and will steer the runner back to the bag at second. No one coming in to cover, but Bankston scampers back. Nearly trips as he twirls around. Now he takes his lead again. Bubich sets. Looks back. And the 1-2 to the plate. Breaking ball swung on and missed, strike three. And that's the inning's second out. The delay was worth it as House goes down by way of the K. Back-to-back strikeouts for Chris Bubich, who's recovered quickly from the double and the single.
Number 6.
I'll bring up Dustin Shirley, the second baseman.
He's from Dartmouth College and resides a long commute away in Los Angeles, California.
Shirley at 286. He's started all 7 games for North Adams. The pitch, fastball in there for a called strike. Kind of a wide strike zone tonight from Ball. Matt Ball, who we haven't seen here at Cardines Field before. I'm not sure if he's new in the CBUAO or not, but not too familiar with Ball. Tom Carey, patrolling the base pass, we've seen, of course, many times. And they had the runner caught between second and third. Bubich is going to run and try to tag him. He'll throw back to the shortstop, who fires over to the third baseman. Matheny gets him on the tag. And Bankston, who had stolen second, is caught way off the bag between second and third, and he is retired. Caught stealing 1-6-5. Shirley abandoned at the plate. But the Steelcats played a run on a couple of hits here in the second, and we are through 1.5 from Cardines Field. Newport Gulls trailing the Steelcats 1-0 on the NCBL Broadcast Network.
The New England League. Follow all of the action right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. The Newport Gulls, raising the bar in summer collegiate baseball, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
For the latest in scores, stats, videos, photos, and team updates of the 6-time NECBL champion Newport Gulls, like them on Facebook at facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and flock with them on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Newport Gulls.
Welcome back here at Cardines. We go to the home half of the second. In the middle of the order, due up here for the Gulls. Top half of the inning, taking a little while. Bubich pitching effectively. A couple strikeouts and starting a pickoff, catching the runner between second and third, stealing as Bankston was tagged out. It went 1-6-5.
It's hard to, if you're keeping score, it's always hard to watch where the ball goes on those, but that was just a bad base running mistake.
This ball is smoked
Bankston
down the left field line. It's going to roll down the line into the corner. Jake Brote will pull up into second base, and this is second at bat here at Cardines Field. Brote has a leadoff double. Ground rule double, in fact.
With that being as bad a base running mistake as it was, he just had too much of a lead off at second base that by the time there was a throw over, he was stuck. Was what happened there.
The catcher, number 3, Stephen Scott.
Here's Stephen Scott, who's catching tonight because of the Gulls' catching situation. The Gulls have 2 catchers who are day-to-day. Scott pinwheels the bat and awaits the pitch. It's taken up and in, ball 1. Scott at 357, no homers, 2 RBI. Ben Brazil, who just joined the team, is day-to-day right now with the flu. Of course, Charlie Carpenter pulled up a hamstring heading to first base here on Monday night. And he is day-to-day as well. Might be a week or so before he can return to the lineup. Or perhaps more. The Gulls are hoping sooner than later, but they're not going to take any chances, especially at this point in the season. They also have Kevin Stroshine on the DL right now, the hand injury. So Newport is a bit battered early on. The 0-1. Skips in there. No chance for the runner to advance. Mazza does a fantastic job keeping in front of him. The mask flies off, and he's on it. Two balls and a strike. Next pitch in there for a strike 2, and I'll leave the count up on the Gulls catcher. And Scott, been playing in the outfield for Newport his previous 4 games. The 2-2 is swung on and hit in the air to right center field deep. Way back this one goes, and it is a 2-run homer. Stephen Scott hits it out and gives the Newport Gulls a 2-1 lead here in the second. First round tripper of the season for Scott, just the Gulls' second home run, and Newport is on the scoreboard and takes the lead.
The second baseman, number 2.
Is Mark Powell. Middletown, Rhode Island native, hitting .263 with no homers and 5 RBI. Scott, that's RBI 3 and 4 in the home run is. Powell sends this one deep to right field. Way back this one goes. It's high off the top of the wall. Powell rounds first. He's headed trying for second. Dives in head first. He is out. Just did get him on the tag. Out is Powell. It's like 9-6.
And a tremendous throw that time by Noah Vaughn in right field. He's showing why he's the NECBL Player of the Week last week with that throw. That ball was all the way to the wall. The dimensions here are pretty big, but a tremendous throw was able to get Powell.
With 2 balls rocketed out towards right field, Vaughn is now standing just feet in front of that ball. So there's a lot of hitting room in front of him for Shane Matheny. He can poke one over the head of the second baseman Shirley. Pitch. It's high ball 1. Between innings, we'll keep it live. We'll throw it over to Shannon O'Connell for a look at other action around the NECBL. The pitch is hook foul left side. It's just 1 out here in the bottom of the second. The pitch, swinging and a miss. Count 1-2. One, 2. Just a bit low. Count 2-2. Broke doubled. Scott sent him home the 2-run homer. Powell single, but it's thrown out to second. The pitch. Strike 3 called down the heart of the plate. Looked a little low, but not to Athene's liking. That ball rings him up. That's the first strikeout for Ryan.
The right fielder, number 5, Sean Vigent from Rhode Island College and nearby Coventry, Rhode Island.
Pitch to Vigent. It's outside ball 1. Vigent out of Rhode Island College, hitting .071. The pitch comes inside again. 2 balls, no strikes. He has an RBI in the season, looking for his first walk. Next pitch is swung on, popped up left side. Giving chase, third baseman. Johnson's going to watch this one land just out of his reach. A couple rows back in the seats. Got a good-sized crowd here tonight, maybe about 1,000 fans. Maybe a little more, in fact. Maybe then catching shade on the third base side. A 2-0. Breaking ball, chopped right side, but foul. A couple of hops hugging the line. Scooped up over there by Wright in foul territory. There's many interesting features here at Cardines Field. The triangle out in center field, the corner and right, the light tower that's in play, the fence that juts in and out. Has some very odd dimensions and weird caroms. The tree that comes through the fence in left field. The pitch has popped up again left side, giving Chase Johnson. They'll take a look, but it's again out of play. The shared bullpens down the third base line. The hockey style side-by-side dugouts. And of course, the historic nature of this park. Brown's first use for baseball, the early 1900s. Backstop dates back to 1908. 2-2 is swung on, smacked out towards right field. That's going to drop in for a base hit and roll down towards the wall. Vigent will stop at first.
That was hitting almost the same spot that Powell hit his long single before being thrown out at second, and Vigent obviously not going to risk it.
Not hit as hard, but around the same area where it rolled up against the fence.
Chatfield from the University of South Florida. He's from Riverview, Florida.
Here's Chris Chatfield. Waits the pitch. And it's low, ball 1. Chatfield now hitting 136. His average is beginning to climb. There are some early struggles. This is 6th game. He's got a lot of power. Yet to hit a home run, has an RBI, a pair of walks. He's been hit by a pitch twice. An OBP at 269. Chatfield from the left side against the righty, the pitch. That's a strike on the outside corner. We'll leave the count at 1-1. 2 outs, 1 on. 2-1 Gulls, thanks to a 2-run homer from Steven Scott. The pitch. Skips in there low. 2-1. Next pitch swung on and missed. I'll leave the count at 2-2 on Newport's left fielder. Two-two pitch is swung on and drilled to right field deep. Way back! Way back! You can't forget about it! This ball is gone. Chatfield hits it out, a 2-run blast. He doubles the goal score. It's 4-1 Newport. Thanks to two-run homers here in the second inning.
And that ball was just crushed out to right field. There was no doubt about one that had the perfect carry, and I think it landed on the roof of the building out in right field, or pretty close to there.
Right in the big house, right over the right field fence.
Great view to watch the game, and there's people up on that roof watching.
There are. Looks like I've never seen someone up there before. Up in the little tower above that house.
Travis
There seems to be somebody sitting up there watching the game. See if one of our camera operators can get a shot of that over the right field fence. Chatfield's first home run, second and third RBI. Breaking ball inside, ball one to Travis Young. A 1-0 pitch is fouled. And just for a moment, it's kind of hard because where our camera location is, the light tower obscures the view a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's not a bad place to watch the game.
Not bad at all.
A pitch. That's in there for a strike.
I'm not sure if he was able to get that home run ball based on how much that was crushed.
It's a pretty steep roof.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure if I would want to venture out there. He's already brazen enough to go out there in the first place, so sitting on the edge of the window.
Absolutely.
1-2 to Young. Curve is inside. Didn't break very much. Young fly to left. He's sitting right around 231.
With the 2 2-run home runs, I mentioned in the first inning how the Gulls have been hitting the ball really well.
2-2 is outside.
And, you know, they were able to, all three of their flyouts in the 1-2-3 bottom of the first were hit really hard, and they're continuing to hit them hard here, and now they're finally able to start getting them out of the park here in the second.
Pitch. Outside, ball 4, and Young picks up his second walk over the summer. Didn't miss by a lot. He took a little bit off an off-speed pitch. Missed to Young. And now bring up Cole Fabio for the second time. Fabio flied to right his last time. Newport shortstop is hitting .400 with 4 RBIs and a triple. The pitch with a runner at first is low ball 1. So the pattern in this inning has been a runner gets on, and then a batter or two later he gets sent home on a home run. Let's see if it happens a third time. Ryan sets and deals. The runner takes off for second. Here's a throw down. It will be in time. He's out. Gulls much more aggressive on the base pass this year, and the new manager Alan Leva come up empty there as Young is caught stealing 2-6. So we're through two innings of baseball here from Carnegie Field. Newport is taking the lead. We'll be back in a moment here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Newport leading North Adams 4-1.
Franklin is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England Collegiate Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 13 NECBL teams are wearing their very own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To order your favorite team's design or to create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. That's franklinsports.com/custom and enter the code NECBL20 to save 20% off your purchase. From the NECBL to the major leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin batting gloves. Wear what Major League Baseball and the NECBL wear, New Era caps, the preferred cap of the NECBL. Show your support by visiting the souvenir stand at your next game and become a part of your favorite team. New Era caps, the preferred cap of the NECBL. This is Newport Gulls baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here in Newport. Newport stealing to end the second. Brings us to the top half of the third.
leading off the third inning for the North Adams Steeplecats.
Gulls a 4-1 lead. Dustin Shirley.
Number 6, Dustin Shirley.
Tap the plate and look out on Chris Bubich. He delivers. It's fouled to the screen. Shirley saw one pitch from Bubich in the second before Bengtson was caught stealing between second and third to end the inning.
Interesting, Bengtson with the base running mistake there after stealing second earlier. that inning, then gets caught in the rundown between second and third.
And the 0-1. It's up and away, ball 1. Sharon O'Connell, what else is happening around the league here tonight?
Tonight, so we have still no score in Winnipesaukee versus Sanford at Robbie Mills Park.
Here's the 1-1 pitch. It swung on and hit line to the second baseman position, but over the head of the lunging second baseman. Powell couldn't get it, and into second with a double is Shirley to lead off the inning. Back-to-back innings of the Steeplecats have had a double to lead things off.
The Valley Blue Sox are leading Keene 5-2 in the bottom of the second. Ocean State is leading Plymouth 4-0 in the bottom of the third. And then there is, in the game of Vermont versus Danbury, Danbury is beating Vermont in the bottom of the third. And in the top of the third, Upper Valley is losing to New Bedford 1-0.
Thank you very much, Shin. We'll check in a little bit.
All right.
A leadoff double for Shirley. Brings up Easton Johnson, third baseman. Takes the first pitch low and in, ball 1. A 1-0. Fastball in there for a strike. Count evens up at 1-1. Nick Riotto waits on deck. Steeplecats now trail by 3 runs. Trying to bounce back quickly here. There are a couple 2-run bombs by the Gulls offense in the bottom of the second. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Foul tipped into the mitt. Johnston's in the hole, 1-2. Bubich's pitch is swung on and hit foul. Count remains 1-2. Bubich again from the stretch with a runner at second. He deals. Swung on and foul tipped into the mitt for strike 3. Held on by Scott, and that is strikeout number 4 for Bubich. Recovered nicely from the double. Easton Johnson, I should say, strikes out for the first time this season. That's his second game. First start here tonight. Top of the order for the second time, and Nick Riotto struck out on 3 pitches to begin the ball game in the top of the first. The pitch is a bit lowered away, ball 1. Riotto, 8 strikeouts now to lead the Steeplecats. Well, just one behind Noah Vaughn, in fact, second most on the team. 138 OBP, the pitch is sticking high, 2-0. Of course, plenty of time to pick up that batting average. We're very early in the season, and there's an adjustment period with these wooden bats. As he taps that bat on the plate from the left side, looks out on Bubich. Chris, who spells his name with a K, comes to the stretch, sets below the letters, size, fires. It's swung on and belted out towards right center field. Racing back Young, still going back to the wall. It's going to be off the top of the wall on a bounce. Riding third, heading home is Shirley. Here comes the throw. It's cut off, and the Steeplecats now trail 4-2. An RBI double off the bat of Nick Riotto.
And with the fence being as high as it was, that was all off near the top of that really high fence, and probably would have been a home run otherwise.
Took a hit right off the Roger Williams Park Zoo banner that's out there in right center field. About 20 feet up on the wall. It's a 28-foot high fence that rings Cardines Field here. Highest fence in the league. Amongst the highest fences probably in all of collegiate baseball. As Holst reached on the error as last time. The pitch is outside, ball 1. Newport 4, North Adams 2. It's the Steeplecats climbing their way right back after being down 4-1 at the start of this inning. The 1-0 pitch. He rocks back and fires a strike on an off-speed delivery. 1-1. Toyota at second, their RBI double. His second RBI of the summer and his first extra base hit. That's going to feel pretty good for Nicholas. Takes a healthy lead over at second. Bubich is ready. The 1-1 pitch, breaking ball over the outside corner for a strike. Curve dropped in there. 1-2. Matt Ball, the home plate umpire tonight. Carey is the field umpire. Getting a bit cooler now. 76 degrees at game time, down to about 68.
Just a beautiful evening.
It's picture perfect here. Bubich dances off the rubber as he goes stare Ryota back to the bag over at second. Limited time on base. He's yet to attempt to steal this summer. Really takes his time here with the runners on, but it's been paying off so far. It's taking too much time for Holst, who has asked for time. It's granted by Ball. Bubich sets. And the 1-2 on the way. Fastball hook foul left side. Over by the new Flatways Wraps concession concourse that they just put in this year. As the lines over at the other concession stand, which is very popular, getting too long. Fans now have opportunities on both sides of the ballpark here. Pretty soon it'll be like Fenway back here. There'll be all sorts of vendors. 1-2 the count. Bubich sets. He kicks and fires. Breaking ball hit over the mound, back towards the second base, the shortstop. He has it, gloves to first in time. Good play. Fabio saw where that ball was going right off the bat and is able to field it next to the second base bag and then still run an extra 5 or 6 feet to give Brote plenty of time to get set up at first base to retire Holst. Meanwhile, Ryota finds his way at third base. 6-3 in the grounder. Pick up John Mazza, who hit into the 5-4-3 double play in the first. The pitch. Second high ball one. Of course, folks, you can always email us here in the broadcast at media@newportgulls.com. That's media@newportgulls.com. Let us know how we're doing. The 1-0. Fastball is inside, 2-0. The pitch. That's a called strike on the inside corner. 2-1. Two-1 with the runner at third. He's taking a bit low. Ball 3. Azza has a double, 2 RBI, and a walk. So far this season, the pitch just crosses the inside part of the plate. And from 3-1, the count has worked full on the catcher for North Adams. And Steeplecats used to be in the NECBL Southern Division back in the day. That made for some long bus rides in divisional play. Payoff pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Mazza tosses his bat, but he's just going to head back to the dugout halfway up the line as a look back for umpire Matt Ball. And he's rung up on a 3-2. That's strikeout number 5 for Chris Bubich. Steeplecats get a run back on the Ryota RBI double that scored Shirley. That's all they can manage, though, here in the third. And after 2.5 innings from Cardines Field, Newport Gulls leading the Northam Steeplecats 4-2 on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The New England League. Follow all of the action right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
He'll step on the bag at third, and the Newport Gulls have won the 2005 NECBL Championship. The Newport Gulls are the 2009 NECBL champions. He makes the catch, and the Newport Gulls are the 2012 NECBL champions.
Swing and a miss. The Newport Gulls are the 2014 NECBL champions. The Gulls, for the 6th time in franchise history, will hoist the Fay Vincent Cup.
13 years of covering the best team in summer collegiate baseball. This is the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here at Cardines Field. We head here to the home half of the third inning in Newport. We'll take 10 seconds and pause for station identification here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
NCTV 18 Newport County, the World Wide Web, and on DVD. This is Newport Gulls Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Number 1, Cole Fabio of Bryant University.
Cole Fabio was at the plate. So one pitch from Patrick Ryan, but Travis Young was caught stealing to end the inning. The pitch is low ball 1. Young's first time being caught in 3 attempts. And these are the running Gulls now of Al Leyva, the 1-0. Curve just misses inside. A little wide of the plate, ball 2. Mike Coombs, and his 11 years as manager, many of those years the Gulls are in the bottom 2 or 3 in the league in stolen base attempts. A 2-0 pitch. That swung on, popped up right side. In comes Vaughn, outgoing the second baseman. He's backpedaling. There's Shirley to make the catch. And that is out, number 1. Gabe Snyder will bat now. The DH flies to left to end the first. Ryan's been dancing right around the plate. He's just issued the 1 walk. Pitch. It swung on and hit out towards right field. This one's way back, and this one is a home run. Gabe Snyder with a towering shot deep into right, and the Gulls get that run right back. They lead 5-2. Snyder, a solo home run, his first home run of the season, and the Gulls' 3rd homer off of Ryan. We mentioned been leaving a couple out there for the Gulls to tag, and Snyder loved the first pitch he saw. First pitch swinging, solo home run, Gabe Snyder, RBI number 5.
Number 23, Jake Brote.
The Gulls lead 5-2, and here's Jake Brote, who doubled his last time. The pitch comes up and in, ball 1. Gulls hitters loving that right field fence here tonight, which is the shallowest part of the ballpark, still 28 feet high. Next pitch misses, ball 2 to Brote. This one's cut on a miss as Ryan sends a fastball past Newport's first baseman. Brote getting his first start at first base tonight. The pitch cut on a miss, leaving the count at 2-2. It's a DH. He also appeared as a late inning substitution here. Pitch, strike 3 called. Brote did not like that call at all from Matt Ball. Has a couple words with them That's where it was. And some of the fans here didn't like it either, but it's a strike 3 call. And Brote is the second strikeout victim of Patrick Ryan. So he gets a key second out here for Stephen Scott with a 2-run blast. In his last at bat, it scored Brote himself. Sailed over the right field wall, hitting off the big house over there. The pitch. Spit a low ball in there for a strike, in fact.
He swung at it.
There we go.
Nasty pitch, though, by Ryan.
Scott in the hole 0-1. Swings in this one, hits the ground ball to first. Up with it right. To get himself a couple steps to the bag. And that's the out that retires to side. But the Newport Gulls had to run to their total and lead it 5-2 over the North Adams Steelcats. We head to the 4th here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
You're watching and listening to NECBL Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
For the latest in scores, stats, videos, photos, and team updates of the 6-time NECBL champion Newport Gulls, like them on Facebook at facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and flock with them on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Newport Gulls.
And welcome back here at Cardines Field. As we head here to the 4th inning, we just want to give you a quick legal reminder.
Fans, this is a reminder that this copywritten telecast is the exclusive property of the Newport Gulls Baseball Club and the New England Collegiate Baseball League, presented by the authority of the NECBL Broadcast Network for the entertainment of our listening and viewing audience. It may not be reproduced, recorded, or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game cannot be disseminated without the express written consent of the Newport Gulls and the Commissioner's Office of the New England Collegiate Baseball League.
Thank you very much, Rob Massey. Let's take you the play-by-play story for innings 4, 5, and 6. The voice of the North Adams Steelcats, Robert Ambrose. Robert.
Thank you, Nick. So the Steelcats trailing 5-2 here in Newport, Rhode Island against the Newport Gulls. They'll have the middle three of their lineup due up to start the top of the 4th, and these are the guys that they'll want due up in this situation. Keaton Wright leading it off. And I've talked earlier about the kind of start to the season he's had. Benjamin Bankston will follow, and then Noah Vaughn. So Keaton Wright coming to bat, 1 for 1 in this game, a double and a run scored. He scored the first run of the game in the top of the 2nd. That gave the Steelcats a 1-0 lead. Since then, a lot has changed in the game. It's now 5-2 in favor of the Newport Gulls. Nevertheless, Keaton Wright coming to bat now here in the top of the 4th. And here comes the pitch, and that is going to be in there for a called strike, 0-1. Wright doubled to lead off the top of the 2nd in his first time up, and now the 0-1 pitch. That is down first base line. That's going to be a fair ball. It's booted at first, but Wright's going to be on to start. Is that going to be a hit? And it is. So leadoff single for Keaton Wright. He's 2 for 2 with a single and a double in this game. And now Benjamin Bankston will come to the bat. He's 1 for 1 in this game. He also singled his first time up. In his first time up back in the 2nd, batting in Keaton Wright from 2nd to score Wright on that single. He then stole 2nd and then was put out, caught in a rundown between 2nd and 3rd. Now he's up to bat with runner on first and nobody out, and he looks at ball 1, down and in. So now the 1-0, and that's lined to left, but the catch is going to be made as it was hit right at the left fielder in Chatfield that time for the first out. So 1 away here in the top of the 4th, runner on first, and Noah Vaughn will be the hitter.
Right fielder.
Noah Vaughn coming into this game hitting .474 on the year. He has 9 hits, has scored 7 runs, and of those 9 hits, 3 of them have been home runs. He also has 5 RBIs and 19 total bases in 2016 with North Adams. And he chops at the first pitch. It's right back to first. They're going to go to second, and that's going to be past second baseman in the outfield. And that's probably going to be a fielder's choice and an error, would be my guess. And it is. What looked like a routine force play at second probably wouldn't have been the double play, but nevertheless, that looked like they should have easily had the out at second. Instead, there's an overthrow, and it's first and second with still 1 out.
Yeah, that will be an error charge on the first baseman, Broat.
The error on the throw that time, which caused the ball to go to the outfield. And now Edward House will come to bat. He's 0 for 1 in this game with a strikeout. His first time up. Looking to chip away at this 5-2 deficit here. And here's the pitch. And that is going to be in there for a called strike. 0-1 to Edward House. And now the 0-1, and that is outside for ball 1. 1-1. And the 1-1 just misses. 2-1. On deck is Dustin Shirley for the Steeplecats, scheduled to hit next. Once again, we have 2 runners on, 1 out. Top of the 4th, Newport 5, North Adams 2. Beautiful, beautiful night here on the ocean in Rhode Island. And the 2-1 misses. 3-1. Couldn't have asked for better weather. Not only a beautiful blue sky, but the temperature is as perfect as it can be, Nick.
Yeah, set up for probably another amazing sunset here tonight. We had a very good one on Monday.
Yeah, we did. There was lots of pink, lots of orange. It was really great.
3 balls and a strike on House, and here's the 3-1 pitch. And that's going to be ball 4, and the bases are loaded with just 1 out for the Steeplecats. Dustin Shirley coming to the bat.
Infield hit, fielder's choice, the error, and a walk. And that's going to draw Darryl Morehart, Newport's pitching coach, from the dugout.
Have to try and talk things over here with Bubich, try and help him get out of this inning as the bases are loaded on a single, an error, and a walk to load the bases this inning with 1 out. Shirley 1 for 1 in this game. Last at bat, his first time up. Last inning, he doubled and came around to score the 2nd run of this game for the Steeplecats in the top of the 3rd. And conference appears to be over. The catcher's still out there. And now he heads back, so we can get ready for Shirley's at bat here. Music going at Cardines Field. Great crowd here. Not a lot of empty seats here on this beautiful Wednesday night. And you love seeing, that's what you love to see in baseball, is near capacity crowds. And the Wednesday night, has school got out here? And
still another week or so left.
Still a week or so left, but nevertheless, a lot of kids out here on a school night, and you love to see that.
And of course, this place will be packed when school's done and into July, and the tourist crowd gets in.
So in just 2 weeks left, you said?
Oh, just 1.
Just 1. So this week and next, and a foul back to the screen. It's 1-1 on Shirley, and I think a bunch of people flinched there.
We're well protected here. It's like we're in an armored car with all this chain link fence in front of us.
We are. And the 1-1, and that's going to be a towering pop fly behind home plate, and that's going to go into the seats, and it's 1-2.
A nice souvenir for a young fan.
Absolutely. In North Adams, there's a playground out in center field beyond the fence. A lot of kids like to play in it during games, and of course, when a home run ball is hit, you know those kids are going running. I mentioned that, Nick, during the pregame on the field earlier. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Dustin Shirley. That's in the dirt, 2-2. The 3 runners on first, second, and third will all stay put as that ball was in the dirt.
Another unique feature of this ballpark, the backstop and the foul territory. So little foul territory here. There's not much room to work with on this property.
No, not a lot. And in North Adams, there's a lot more room. So if the ball gets by the catcher, a good chance a runner will advance in North Adams. That's grounded to third, fielded cleanly. Step on third for the force. No, they're going to say foul ball. Nevertheless, that could very easily have been an inning-ending double play, as the easy out was at third, and then the throw to first probably would have gotten Shirley, but it is just foul. The at-bat continues, 2-2 on Dustin Shirley.
It wasn't fouled by much. Let's see a replay.
This is the first park, Nick, that I've ever been to where both dugouts are on one side. Both teams' dugouts on first base side in this stadium. The 2-2 is grounded to short, and they're going to throw the second for 1, but that's going to be all, and a run scores, and it's going to be now a 5-3 game. So they get the out at second, but that's all, so that allows the run to score, and it's a 2-run game.
The third baseman,
RBI fielder's choice for Shirley.
So now Keaton Wright coming in to score on the fielder's choice. Advancing to third is Noah Vaughn, and Shirley reaching first safely. So with 2 outs, 5-3 game, runners at the corners. And Easton Johnson coming to bat here in his Steeple Cat debut. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And here's the pitch. In the dirt for ball 1. 1-0. One ball, no strikes on Easton Johnson here in his Steeple Cat debut. His second at bat in the Steeple Cat uniform. He struck out in his first back in the third. And he swings and misses at the 1-0, and it's 1-1. Trying to cash in here and keep the inning alive for the top of the Steeple Cat lineup due up next. Nick, besides this park, have you ever been to a park where both both dugouts are on the same
It's the
baseline?
only one I've ever seen in the country. Maybe a little league field, but for the most part, I've never seen, other than Cordine's, a hockey-style dugout.
And that hits him right in the back, and the bases once again are loaded with 2 out. Yeah, it is interesting. It's cool and unique in that sense, but it's definitely very interesting.
The shared bullpen, too.
Absolutely, both bullpens on the third. So the bullpen's on the third base side and the dugouts on the first base side, dividing it up in an interesting way. Bases loaded with 2 outs. Top of the Steeple Cat lineup coming up now, and Nick Riotto. Riotto 1 for 2 in this game with a double and a strikeout. The Steeple Cats with the dugout on the first base side that's further from home plate. The Gulls get the closer one. Strike 1 on Nick Riotto. This will be a perfect atmosphere for the NECBL All-Star Game. Going to be hosted here in a couple of weeks. The 0-1 misses ball 1-1-1, and that should be great competition with the best players in this league. We've seen these are the best in this league. It's the best college players in the country, and then the best of the best in the All-Star Game. That's going to be past a second base, the shortstop diving at the left side. That's going to be ruled a hit. A run scores from third. Everybody advances 90 feet. It's a 1-run game.
Steeple Cat's bats keeping the ball in the infield here. These little ground balls, and they're moving runners around the base paths pretty effectively in doing so.
Absolutely. The Steeple Cats can score runs any methods necessary with the home run balls and with advancing runners. And that's an infield hit on Johnson, his first career hit as a Steeple Cat, and Riotto looks at, or correction, that was Riotto with the base hit. And now a called strike one on Daniel Holst. Actually, that was a ball. He's ahead in the count, 1-0. And now the 1-0 misses, and it's 2-0 with the bases loaded, 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. A 5-4 game in favor of the Newport Gulls. The tying run is on third, Nick. The go-ahead run is at second. And yes, even in the fourth inning, always important to mention that.
Big spot here for North Adams.
The 0-2 misses 1 and 2 because you just never know what's going to happen the rest of the game. So Nick, what are you most looking forward to about the All-Star game coming here?
I love to see the home run derby here and those wide eyes, especially when they look at the short porch out in right field of those players from around the league.
And the 2-1 is in there for a called strike. Now the count is now 3 balls and a strike. It was 3-0. There for a called strike. The scoreboard, hard to see in right field with the way the fence is set up. Nevertheless, got a peek over there to check on things. And that's right back to the pitcher. He fields it on the hop. He throws to first in time for the out. The Steeple Cats leave the bases loaded, but not before scoring 2 runs to cut Newport's lead to 5-4 as we head to the bottom of the fourth at Cardines Field. You're listening to the New England Collegiate Baseball League Broadcast Network.
You're watching and listening to NECBL Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Have you ever tuned in before the first pitch at 6:35? If you haven't, you're missing out. The Newport Gulls broadcast team is working hard to produce a full 30-minute pregame show prior to every home game. Tune in at 6:05 for the latest standings from around the league, exclusive interviews with Gulls players and special guests, and much more. Every game, hear manager Al Leyva's pregame interview and soar above the field for an exclusive look into the Gulls organization through the Gulls Eye View. And don't miss the starting lineups, front office report, stats, standings, previews, and analysis before every game. Remember, if you really want to know what's happening with the Newport Gulls, you can't miss the Newport Gulls pregame show. On the air at 6:05, 30 minutes before the first pitch, all season long. Franklin is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England Collegiate Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 13 NECBL teams are wearing their very own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To order your favorite team's design or to create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. That's franklinsports.com/custom and enter the code NECBL20 to save 20% off your purchase. From the NECBL to the major leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin batting gloves.
Welcome back to Cardines Field. Bottom of the fourth, 5-4 lead by the Newport Gulls over the North Adams Steeple Cats here in Rhode Island. And once again, I'm the voice of Steeple Cats, Robert Ambrose, continuing play-by-play for the middle 3 innings, joined by voice of the Newport Gulls, Nick Lima. And we see a ball 1 to Powell leading off for the Gulls. It'll be Powell, Matheny, and Vigent. 6-7-8ers due up for the Gulls. And now the 1-0 pitch from Patrick Ryan is lined through the left side into left field for a base hit. A lot of offense in this game, Nick.
Yeah, the hits keep coming here for both teams. Newport, that's their 7th hit of the ball game already.
5 runs off 7 hits for the Newport Gulls in 3 runs in 3+ innings, and the Steeple Cats with 4 runs off 6 hits. Each team with 2 more hits than they do runs in this game.
Well, they've been pretty efficient. Newport hasn't even left anybody on base.
Those home runs in the second, all their runs have been scored on home runs. And that's lined right to second. And the catch is made at second by Dustin Shirley in the air. And just getting back is Powell as Shirley made an attempt to double him off. And that was a close play. It looked like it was obviously cut in the air, but it was close to hitting the ground.
Yeah, it may have even one hop. Either way, he was able to just get back to the bag. Powell,
nonetheless, if that was a 1 hop, it's probably a double play. And here's Vigent. Vigent 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored back in the second inning. That's lined in the right, and that's going to be a base hit. They're going to wave Powell around second. He's going to go to third, and it's runners at the corners with 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth, and the hot bats continuing for the Newport Gulls against Patrick Ryan.
And that aggressive base running continuing here under the stewardship of Al Leyva. And as I mentioned earlier, Mike Coombs is the manager here, 11 years. The Gulls would very rarely steal bases or try and get extra bases on a hit like that.
Now time is called, and Jonah Bayless, the Steeple Cat pitching coach, on his way out to talk to Patrick Ryan. And you would think that at this point in the game, with both bats doing well, that you'd think both will see a lot of work from both bullpens tonight, and you would think the Steeple Cats will get their bullpen going here with Bayless coming out to talk to Patrick Ryan. And now the phone is ringing in those bullpens.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get a shot down there. There is some stirring, it looks like, and we'll have some throwing
and
here.
that is for the Steeple Cats. That is Ryan Tapp, the 6'8", 240-pound right-hander out of UNC Asheville. Just finished his sophomore season. He's warming up. And, yeah, it's definitely going to be a busy night for both bullpens with the way these offenses are going. You know both teams can hit. The Steeple Cats sure can hit. So here is Chatfield, the number 9 hitter for the Newport Gulls, trying to extend their lead here in the bottom of the 4th. And that's in there for a called strike, 0-1. And the 0-1, that is also in there for a called strike, and it's 0-2.
Chatfield's last at bat, at 2-run homer to right, was really crushed. And we see him do it in batting practice, and now he has one in the regular season and looking for more.
Absolutely, and that ball was the one that went to the roof of the house out there, where a guy earlier in the game was standing out his window watching the game. He looks to have gone inside now.
Got to send him a bill for the ticket.
Ticket he never purchased.
We got a few fans that had to get their purchase here, and the houses that are on the outfield wall. Especially out in left field, that barbecue pavilion is. They all have 30 people out there some nights.
Exciting atmosphere. So 2 outs after Chatfield strikes out, and now the pitch there is a called strike to Travis Young. Young 0 for 1 with a walk in this game, was caught stealing 2 innings ago. And with the home run derby coming up, I know, Nick, you mentioned a couple earlier you were excited about that. That roof in right field, that's the perfect place to watch it.
A lot of great spots here.
And the 1-0 misses 1-1.
Now, we have the warehouse, which actually makes up foul territory. It is the foul line in right field here. And that warehouse, sometimes you'll see 4 or 5 fans up there set up some folding chairs.
Oh, the warehouse behind the green area?
Yes, yeah, but right behind the scoreboard.
Gotcha. So to the right of the other building with the kind of small triangle roof.
Of course, there's also the Mudville Pub seating area. They've got a deck up on their roof.
Very cool.
It's been unoccupied so far this season.
Beautiful historic ballpark here. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed, and the inning is over. So the Steeple Cats hold the Gulls scoreless, come to bat in the top of the 5th, trailing 5-4 at Cardines Field. You're listening to the New England Collegiate Baseball League Broadcast Network.
You're watching and listening to Newport Gulls baseball on your flagship home for the Gulls all season long, the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Wear what Major League Baseball and the NECBL wear. New Era Caps, the preferred cap of the NECBL. Show your support by visiting the souvenir stand at your next game and become a part of your favorite team. New Era Caps, the preferred cap of the NECBL.
Listen up, fans. For the second straight year, you, our loyal fans, will have the chance to select one player to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 11th, fans will be able to vote for one of our 13 All-Star Game fan vote nominees. The player with the most votes will be elected an NECBL All-Star and have the chance to play in the All-Star Game at Cardines Field, the home of the Newport Gulls, on Sunday, July 17th. Fan voting will take place online at necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 11th.
Welcome back to Cardines Field. Once again, beautiful night as the sun is getting ready to set here for baseball. We go to the top of the fifth. John Mazza, Keaton Wright, Benjamin Bankston, 3, 4, 5 hitters coming up to bat for the Steeplecats, trailing the Gulls 5-4 in a game we've seen a lot of fireworks. Hot bats on both sides, a lot of offense.
For North Adams, the catcher, number 20.
Bullpen busy for the Steeplecats. It looks pretty loose over there now. Guys up there throwing around, playing catch. So here's John Mazza. Mazza 0 for 2 in this game, looking for his first hit. And he looks at strike one, 0-1. He struck out in the third, grounded out into a double play to end the top of the first. And here comes the 0-1. That is upstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. As we have reached 8 o'clock Eastern time. The 1-1 pitch is fouled back to the fence. 1-2. On deck is Keaton Wright. Once again, Robert Ambrose alongside Nick Lima. And the 1-2 to Mazza is swung on and missed in the dirt. It gets by the catcher. Mazza is going to try to go to first, but they throw him out. So a strikeout and then a 2-3 force out at first. Mazza's retired, 1 down.
6th strikeout of Bubic's night.
So despite the fact that the Steeplecats have been able to score a lot of runs on Bubic, 4 runs in this game here in the 5th inning, and have been able to get the bats going, Bubic has still been able to record 6 strikeouts, as Nick has just mentioned. So here's Keaton Wright. Wright 2 for 2 with a single, a double, and a pair of runs scored. He's now ahead 1-0 here, as Wright continuing just his very hot start to the 2016 NECBL season. The 1-0 is in there, called strike 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 pitch is downstairs for ball 2, 2-1. And the 2-1 is now 3-1 on Keaton Wright. On deck, Benjamin Bankston. Once again, Keaton Wright from Southern Illinois, Edwardsville. He's from Troy, Illinois. The 3-1 pitch is in the dirt for ball 4. Keaton Wright draws a 1-out walk here in the 5th. And he has reached base now for the 3rd time in this game. Benjamin Bankston now coming to bat. For those that pay attention to the Major League games, the Chicago Cubs have taken a 4-3 lead over the Washington Nationals in the top of the 12th. That game now on its way to the bottom half of the 12th. The Cubs 44-19 on the season, off to an incredible start. Check on the runner at first. A lot of other games going on. Tonight we'll update you a little later on. On what else is going on in Major League Baseball and the NECBL. Here's the pitch to Benjamin Bankston. That's in there for a called strike, 1 ball and 1 strike. Correction, no balls and 1 strike.
The batter is shortstop Benjamin Bankston.
The runner on first, 1 out. 5-4 lead by the Newport Gulls in the top of the 5th at Cardines Field. Here's the 0-1 to Bankston. That's chopped foul, 0-2. Now, Nick, this is your 13th season, voice of the Newport Gulls. So with the All-Star game coming up, you have experience hosting the All-Star game here before.
Oh, yes, of course. I've broadcasted several of them, and including 2 here in Newport.
And a swing and a miss on a high fastball as Bankston down on strikes. 2 gone in the 5th.
Number 7 for Bubic, who's looking sharp here in the 5th. Yeah, in 2005, the Gulls hosted the All-Star game here, and I was the TV broadcaster for that one. And in 2010, I was elected by the league as the All-Star broadcaster for, at the time, the NECBL Eastern Division. And I was honored to, again, be at our home ballpark and have the honor of calling the game. And they had me do it in 2009, too, back when in the old NECBL South.
And the pitch up and away to Noah Vaughn. 1 ball and no strikes to Noah Vaughn.
And our broadcast crew, led by Tom Lima and Shannon Carlson, have both done a great job covering the NECBL All-Star game for the league the last couple of years, taking our broadcast equipment on the road.
And that is in the air to center. Just shy of the warning track, the catch is made. The inning is over. The Steeplecats go scoreless in the top of the 5th. We head to the bottom of the 5th here in Newport. It's the Gulls 5 and the Steeplecats 4. You're listening to the NECBL Broadcast Network.
This is Newport Gulls baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network. The latest stats, scores, highlights, and player of the game interviews. Tune in after the final pitch of every home game for all of the analysis you need, and listen in live for our exclusive interview with the Newport Gulls player of the game. Only on the Newport Gulls postgame report on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Fans, swing the same bat that your favorite NECBL players bring to the ballpark each night. Dream Bat Company has been producing quality baseball products since 2005 and is proud to be the official bat of the NECBL. Head to dreambats.com and enter coupon code NECBL for 20% off your entire online purchase. And don't forget to follow Dream Bat on Twitter for updates and flash sales at Dream Bat Company. Dream Bat, the official bat of the NECBL.
Now the Gulls' next home game will be on Friday evening.
Welcome back to Cardines Field for the bottom of the 5th. We have a new pitcher for the Steeplecats on the mound. It is Bryce Barr. Just finished his sophomore season at Columbia. He's from Austin, Texas. He takes over in relief of Steeplecat starter Patrick Ryan, who went 4 innings, allowed 5 runs for the Steeplecats. And now Bryce Barr into the game to start the 5th inning. And he will face Cole Fabio, Gabe Snyder, and Chris and Jake Brote due up to start the inning for the Newport Gulls. And here is the pitch to Cole Fabio. That is grounded up the middle and through for a base hit to lead off. Fabio is on base. First pitch he sees from Bryce Barr is a single to center.
Now Fabio continues his impressive hitting here as a Newport Gull. So with that hit, it's a 4-game hitting streak since he joined the team.
So here's the designated hitter, Gabe Snyder, with a man on and nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. It's still a 5-4 lead for the Newport Gulls, and Snyder swings and misses for strike 1, 0-1. The Newport Gulls have had they've had a great history here. They were founded in 1998, and the runner goes, and it's a ball, and there's going to be no throw as Mazza kind of stumbled attempting to throw and isn't able to get it off, and a stolen base for Cole Fabio, and it's runner on second with nobody out. Since the Newport Gulls began in 98, they have won the NECBL title 6 times. 2001, 2002, 2005, 2009, 2012, and most recently 2014. And that's crushed in the air to right field. Back goes Noah Vaughn. That's gone. It's a 2-run home run by Gabe Snyder, and it's a 7-4 game.
Gabe Snyder, his second home run of the game, and once again gives the Newport Gulls a 3-run lead. This time here in the 5th inning, the 4th home run of the night for the Gulls. And the bats coming alive here after being silenced by Ocean State on Monday.
And it's remarkable, the fence as high as it is, those balls are really crushed and hit high to be able to hit over that fence. It's all like a green monster, except it's just a regular fence, and it goes all the way to the scoreboard in right field, on the right field line.
Yeah, it wraps around the whole ballpark, and it's not very deep to right field, but these would be home runs in any ballpark.
Nonetheless, that's the 4th one of those we've seen by the Newport Gulls in this game. They know their park well. They know how to hit them out of here. No balls and a strike on Brote. And the 0-1 is in there for a called strike. 2-0-2. And talking about how great the history of the Newport Gulls have been in the 6 league titles, Nick loves to talk about that. He's got one of his rings. I can't see which one that is on his finger.
The 2014 championship
the
ring.
most recent one.
But yeah,
looks good.
I had the honor of being here for 4 of those titles, 2005, 9, 12, and 14, and having the call for all 4 of them.
So whenever there's a new one, whenever there's another title, you take off the more recent one, put on the new one?
Well, I switch them out
You
every
switch
now
them,
and then.
okay, so there's a variety. So today you're with the 2014 one.
Sometimes I'll bring in all the bling. We're 3 at 1.
Gotcha. So here's Scott batting now. And he's behind in the count 0-1. So now the 0-1 pitch, and that's fouled back 0-2. The Steeplecats still looking for their first NECBL title, and there's a lot of optimism that this could be the year. Steeplecats off to a good start this year, a lot of good offense and good pitching.
And they have an excellent organization, very good ownership group, and year after year they're competitors.
Absolutely. Yeah, they've been to the playoffs most every year since they formed in 2002. That's right back to the pitcher, and he throws him out at first base, fielding it on hop, and there's 2 gone. Steeplecats last year, for the 3rd time in their history, reaching the Northern Division Finals.
Steeplecats is one of the few teams in the league who have a pitcher who's sort of no-hitter as well. And a pretty storied history, bringing some great arms.
Exactly right.
And they had the All-Star game themselves in 2007, I believe.
It's a beautiful park there.
Or it might have been 2006.
One of those. So now a ball and no strikes on Powell. 2 out, nobody on. 7-4 game in favor of the Valley Blue Sox here in the bottom of the 5th. And the 1-0 is in there for a called strike. 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 is in there for, that's a called strike. 2-1-2. So a ball, 2 strikes on Powell. 2 out, nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the pitch from Bryce Barr. Swing and a miss. And it is caught by the catcher, Mazza, as Powell thought it may have been dropped and started running to first. But nevertheless, it is a strikeout. And the inning comes to an end. As we move to the top of the 5th, I'm going to turn it over to Shannon O'Connell, who will update you on what else is going on around the New England Collegiate Baseball League. Take it away.
Around the league, we have 5 different games going on besides our Newport North Adams game. Up at Robbie Mills Park, Winnipesaukee is leading Sanford in the bottom of the 8th, 3-0. Valley is leading Keene 11-4 in the bottom of the 3rd. Ocean State is up 5-0 against Plymouth in the top of the 7th. Vermont has a score of 1, and Danbury is leading with a score of 8 in the top of the 7th. And then Upper Valley against New Bedford. New Bedford is leading 1-0 in the top of the 7th. Back to you.
Thank you, Shannon. As we now are back here for the top of the 6th inning, it is Jake Cousins on the mound for the Newport Gulls.
Newport Gulls get 5 solid innings out of Bubich. And he has earned a win. And Cousins will enter the contest here and make his Newport Gulls debut. I've not seen Cousins pitch yet in the game. The right-hander, ready to his senior year. At Penn, native of St. Charles, Illinois, Cousins, 6'4", 200 pounds.
And now making his debut, and be interesting to see what he has to offer as both teams going to the top of the sixth. The Gulls leading at 7-4, but both teams with the bottom three part of the lineup due up this inning. For the Steeplecats, it'll be House, Shirley, and Johnson. In the bottom of the sixth, the Gulls will have Matheny, Vigent, and Chatfield due up. Here in this game is as Bubic went, like you said, 5 innings, allowed 4 runs, is in line for the win.
I'm switching from a lefty to a righty here. The Steeplecats hitters will have to adjust a bit. And this is what you see a lot the first couple weeks of the season. Pitchers are throwing 5 innings and then get somebody else out there and see what they have before you really nail down a rotation around week 3 in the season.
Yeah, absolutely. The coaches are trying to figure out. The Steeplecats still trying to figure theirs out as well. It does seem pretty clear that they want Peter Lemieux as the number 1 guy. He's already had 2 starts and pitched well both outings. And this is the second start by Ryan, and Ben Olson expected to make his second start of the year on Friday for the Steeplecats. Ryan's had a rough start. He obviously had a rough outing on Friday in his first start and a rough outing here today. Still a lot of baseball to be played this season, and he looks to continue to improve as House looks at strike 1, 0-1. So you mentioned how you like to switch the rings around earlier. Nick, have you ever wore all 4 at once?
Well, I wasn't eligible for one in 05 when the Gulls won it.
1-0 was fouled back.
Although I always liked the design of the 2005 ring. Although I do have the 2012 here, and it's shinier than the 2014 one, I think. It's got a little more bling to it.
Interesting.
See if we can get them on our camera here in the press box so the folks at home can see. There they are.
See how much they can zoom in on those. So no ball, actually it's 0-2 on House, and here's the pitch, and he swings and misses, and he's tagged out for strike 3. So 1 gone here in the top of the 6th. Dustin Shirley coming to bat. Shirley in this game, he's reached twice. He reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th, and in the 3rd he doubled and came around to score.
Cousins had a pretty impressive year in the spring collegiate season. 4.23 ERA, 8 games, 7 starts, a 4-4 record over at Penn. 11 doubles, a triple, 275 opponent batting average.
And Shirley swings and foul tips 1 for strike 1, 0-1.
45 strikeouts, just 20 walks, and 44 plus innings of work. University of Pennsylvania.
And the 0-1 is in there for called strike 0-2. There is a lot of talent from that state in this league.
Up and down the roster. I know the Steeplecats have a few guys from
yes, they do. A couple guys from Penn State. And that swung on and missed for strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts there by Cousins out of the gate. 2 gone here in the top of the 6th. Still nobody on. Easton Johnson coming to bat.
Nice little debut here for Jake. The Gulls happy to have him added to the staff as they continue to acquire more players as the week goes on. They'll have their full complement here by next week.
It's not the case for the Steeplecats, but a lot of teams are waiting for players to finish in the college baseball playoffs. The College World Series coming up, getting ready to start this weekend. So no balls and a strike on Johnson, and that's grounded 1 hopper to short. Throw over the first in time, and a 3-up, 3-down top of the 6th. As we head to the bottom of the 6th, the Gulls still leading the Steeplecats 7-4. You're listening to the NECBL Broadcast Network. We'll be back.
The Newport Gulls, raising the bar in summer collegiate baseball, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The 2016 NECBL All-Star Game is heading to the City by the Sea this summer. The NECBL's Midsummer Classic will be hosted by our very own Newport Gulls on Sunday, July 17th. Join the NECBL's elite student athletes as they take to the diamond in front of scouts from every major league organization in one of America's most historic ballparks, Hardings Field.
Make your plans now to join the NECBL's Best of the Best on Sunday, July 17th in Newport, Rhode Island for the 2016 NECBL All-Star Game.
Need your Gulls fix? Check out NewportGulls.com. That's NewportGulls.com. The New England League. Follow all of the action right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome you back to Cardines Field for the bottom of the sixth. Josh Simpson is the new pitcher for the Steeplecats. He's on the pitch, taking over in relief for Bryce Barr, who went 1 inning and didn't allow any runs. And now Josh Simpson on here in the sixth for the Steeplecats. Once again, it's going to be a busy game night for both bullpens, with the way the offense is played early on. Since the bottom of the fifth,
The Gulls,
there hasn't been any runs scored. The Gulls added the 2 runs in the bottom of the fifth.
The Gulls are certainly happy they found that right field wall here today, and now their third home game.
They have.
Had 1 home run as a team prior to tonight. Already 4 have been launched over that fence and right.
They're in this young season figuring their ballpark out, as we have the throw down. And now we will begin the bottom of the sixth. Matheny leading it off for the Newport Gulls against Josh Simpson of the Steeplecats. Simpson on the season, ERA of 4.50. He has appeared in 2 games for the Steeplecats, allowed in his 2 games 2 runs off 3 hits. And the first pitch misses ball 1-0. And now the 1-0 is in there for a called strike, 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike on Shane Matheny, and that is in there for called strike 2, 1-2. Matheny 0 for 2 in this game, a strikeout and a flyout, looking for his first hit. And the 1-2, that misses for ball 2, 2-2. Bottom third of the lineup due up for the Gulls. The 2-2 misses for ball 3, 3-2. Count is full. Once again, Robert Ambrose alongside Nick Lima and Shannon O'Connell, bringing you the action on the NECBL Broadcast Network. The 3-2 is grounded right to second. Fielded on the hop by Dustin Shirley. He throws to first for the out. 1 gone here in the bottom of the sixth. As that was hit on the ground ball, almost right to him, Nick. He's able to make the play.
And a little roller here in the infield grass, which is cut pretty short here, as is tradition in Newport.
The pitch to Vigent in there for a called strike, 0-1.
One thing that's always impressed me about North Adams is how well the field is maintained there, Joe Wolf. It's always great field to look at, I'm sure to play on.
The 0-1 is inside, almost hit him for ball 1-1. He had to take a big turn to avoid being hit by the pitch. The 1-1 misses for ball 2, 2-1. Two balls and a strike on Vigent, and he swings and misses for strike 2, and it's 2-2. Beautiful dusk here. The 2-2 is outside corner, called strike 3. Excellent pitching out of the bullpen so far by Josh Simpson. 2 out and nobody on for the Newport Gulls number 9 hitter, Chris Chatfield.
Appropriately wearing number 9. That last pitch by Simpson perfectly placed. Just had Vigen frozen. Nothing to do about it.
Chatfield homered in the bottom of the third. He also struck out in the bottom of the fourth. Correction, his home run was in the second. Struck out in the fourth. And was the first pitch, ball 1. And now that's in there for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. And now the 1-1. Misses for ball 2, 2-1. On deck is Travis Young.
You can hear him on our effects microphone talking to the little kids over there.
Yes. He's quite popular here at this ballpark. And now 2 balls, 2 strikes. So with all the hitters so far this inning, Nick, for the Gulls, the count has been 2-2. The 2-2 pitch to Chatfield is swung on and missed. And Mazza will throw on the first to complete the strikeout. And a 3-up, 3-down inning. It's 7-4 in favor of the Gulls as we head to the top of the 7th at Cardines Field. You're listening to the NECBL Broadcast Network.
You're watching and listening to Newport Gulls baseball on your flagship home for the Gulls all season long, the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, the NECBL Broadcast Network brings all of the action right to your home every night. Available on your desktop, laptop, or mobile device, individual games cost $8 or save 65% by purchasing a season pass for $125 and enjoy access to everyone's favorite team's games all summer long. And remember, audio broadcasts for every team are available for free all summer long. Head to watch.necbl.com for more information and for a full streaming schedule.
We are back here at Cardines Field for the top of the 7th with both teams here in the 7th. We'll have the top of the order due up. Nick Riotto, Daniel Holston, John Mazza. Once again, I'm Robert Ambrose, and for the final 3 innings of play-by-play, we'll turn it back over to the voice of the Newport Gulls, Nick Lima. He will do play-by-play for the final 3 innings.
Thank you very much, Robert. Great job. Middle innings.
Thank you.
We head here to the 7th. Nick Riotto, Daniel Host, and John Mazza due up for the Steeplecats against Jake Cousins. The pitch is hit on the ground, slapped towards the left side, and through for a base hit.
First hit of the game by the Steeplecats against the bullpen of the Gulls.
Cousins with a 1-2-3-6. So that's the defensive alignment for you for the Newport Gulls. A little housekeeping, forgot to do it early in the game. Of course, it is Brodette first, Power at second. Fabio just tried to make a play on the outfield grass on that one. Had to hold on to the ball. That's short. Matheny at third, outfield, left to right. Chatfield, Young, Vigen, Scott catching. Now Cousins. Pitch outside corner, a called strike. Daniel Holst is over 3. He's reaching an error, grounded out twice. And he bats here from the left side with the runner on. Steeplecats down by 3. They've been trying to climb back, but the Gulls keep adding to their total. The pitch is fouled to the screen, shakes up our backstop camera position a bit. One of 5 cameras we have for you by our broadcast crew. A couple in the dugout. They're manned tonight by Megan Windle and our veteran volunteer Blair Schneider. Camera is positioned as well down the left field line. Robbie Rhodes over there, I believe. One over here in the broadcast booth on us. All to provide Newport Gulls baseball to you for 22 home games. Pitch. That's a bit low. I mean, I was talking earlier about the All-Star game. Even when the Newport Gulls haven't hosted, the Gulls broadcast crew has produced it over the last few years. Tom Lima and Shannon Carlson are co-executive producers. Went up to Sanford, Maine last year, and Laconia as well. Going around the league to produce the All-Star game. The 1-2 pitch up and away. 2-2. They've got a lot of support from the league and those other ballparks to take the show on the road and produce the All-Star game for the entire league and bring all the cameras along as well, because the All-Star game will be a free game to both watch and listen to. Stop throw over to first, diving in safely, Riotto.
Getting able to watch the best of the best college athletes, baseball players, for free. The best college players in the country playing in this league, and the best players in this league in the All-Star game. It's the best of the best.
Cousins sets. The 2-2. The runner takes off. It's swung on a miss. Throw down is not in time. Stolen base. Nick Riotto. He's had a good night at the plate. 3 for 4, 2 singles, 2 RBI, a double. Now stolen base added to his accolades.
By carrier pigeon from Fenway Park. The top of the 4th inning. Baltimore Orioles, nothing. Boston Red Sox, big 6.
Donald Hanley, a public address announcer, announces the Red Sox score. And seems like Baltimore is losing right now to Boston.
Yeah, Boston up 6-0 against Baltimore. Seems like a good game at Fenway.
In other games around the Major League Baseball, the Washington Nationals walking off the Chicago Cubs 5-4 in 12 innings. The Cubs took the lead in the top of the 12th, but the Nationals coming from behind to win in the bottom of the 12th.
That reminds me, I should probably check my fantasy baseball team. I don't think I've done that all day. The 2-2s we're waiting on here, but instead of
you got moves to make, don't you?
A couple.
Those are 2 very good teams. Also 2 very good teams at Fenway Park going at it. The Orioles in first place, the Red Sox trying to take it right from them.
An important game tonight in the AL East. Here at Cardines, Cousins sets. Now he's ready after the brief conference with his catcher, Scott. The 2-2, hit swung on and skied to center. Young backpedaling. He's under it, will make the one-handed stab. Tagging from second is Riotto. He's going to try for third. The throw is not in time. He's there standing. And it's a long out. Steeplecats down by 3, but they threaten now with a runner at third for John Mazza, who's 0 for 3. He's had a tough night at the plate. 2 strikeouts, and he hit into a 5-4-3 double play. He's got an RBI opportunity right here.
Right, a triple and a home run away from the cycle. He has 4 home runs on the season. Looking for number 5. A 5th home run here would make it a 1-run game.
It is right. 2 for 2. The pitch. Breaking ball. It's in there for a strike.
2 for 2, has reached base 3 times. He also drew a walk in this one.
Mazza now 0 for 4. And right, looking to try and make it a 3 for 3 night. The 0-1, a bit low. And the catcher, Scott, out of the crouch, will steer the runner back at third. Coach Aleva told us he caught in high school, but hasn't done much catching in college. The Gulls need him in really what is an emergency situation tonight with both of their catchers on the DL. And the third not arriving until tomorrow. The 0-1 is low. Ball 1. And the Gulls did make a roster move to activate that new catcher, Troy Dixon, out of St. John's. Carpenter in Brazil, day-to-day right now. Different ailments. The 2-1 pitch, breaking ball on the outside corner, will even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Benjamin Bankston waits on deck. He's 1 for 3. But there are 2 out. Here in the 7th, a 7-4 game. Newport on top. North Adams, a runner at third. The reliever, Cousins, fires the 2-2 pitch. Hooked foul, left side. Over by America's Cup Avenue.
Better call Newport Glass.
Twilight upon us here at Cardines Field. Only game that's moving along at a pretty rapid pace. Just about at the 2-hour mark, about 5 or 6 minutes out.
Go 2 hours and 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Not a
2-2.
bad pace.
Again, hooked foul left side. This time, Riotto over at third base at a duck. That is well above his head. Just a precaution for Nick. He takes his lead over at third. Count remains 2-2 with the right battling against Jake Cousins. Cousins from the stretch. He fires. Did he go? Yes, he did. Swing on and missed, strike 3. He tried to check it, dropped to a knee, went around, and Jake Cousins picks up his 4th strikeout in relief. He's faced 7 batters and fanned 4 of them. He's been very good out of the pen here for the Newport Gulls. The Steelcats, stranded runner, they've left 7, and we're through 6.5 from Cardines Field. It's 7th inning stretch time from Cardines Field here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The Newport Gulls, raising the bar in summer collegiate baseball, right here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
For the latest in scores, stats, videos, photos, and team updates of the 6-time NECBL champion Newport Gulls, like them on Facebook at facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and flock with them on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Newport Gulls.
The latest stats, scores, highlights, and player of the game interviews. Tune in after the final pitch of every home game for all of the analysis you need, and listen in live for our exclusive interview with the Newport Gulls player of the game. Only on the Newport Gulls postgame report on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
You're watching and listening to NECBL Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Take me out to the ball game. Echoes through the rafters here at Cardines Field, led by Donald Haley in the Cardines chorus.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now be a pass on time.
Thank you all for joining us here tonight. 7-4 Gulls here in the last of the 7th. Nick Lima alongside Robert Ambrose and Shannon O'Connell. Shannon will have another score update for us coming up in the top half of the 8th inning of other action around the NECBL. Throw down to second is in, and we're ready to go here in the bottom of the 7th with a new pitcher on the mound for the North Adams Steelcats.
New pitcher is Logan Austin.
Your attention, please. Now pitching for the North Adams
6'4", 200-pound right-hander.
Logan Austin from the University of Texas at Arlington.
And he's from University of Texas, Arlington.
Texas.
Grew up in Irving, Texas.
Austin makes his 4th appearance already here of the young season. That's most of the team. All the appearances in relief, he's worked 3 innings. ERA of 6. 2 earned runs, 4 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .333 against him. Pitch showing bunt. Running across the plate is Young. He fouls it to the backstop. 0-1. Young has struck out, walked, and flying to left. 4 home runs hit in this ball game by the Newport Gulls hitters. A 2-run blast from Scott, a 2-run homer from Chatfield, solo shot from Snyder, and he added a 2-run homer again in the 5th. All the Gulls scoring on home runs. The pitch. Breaking ball in there for a strike. 7 runs across for Newport, all on the long ball. Meanwhile, the Steelcats have pushed their runs across playing small ball. A lot of infield singles, taking advantage of a defensive miscue from the Gulls. Coming in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th innings. It's been quiet since then. The pitch, low, ball 1. And it's 1-2. So Newport leadoff hitter. Came into this game hitting .231. 1-2, cutter on a miss, strike 3. Young is down by way of the K. 2nd strikeout tonight for Travis. Gulls in the midst of a long stretch here. They've had Saturday off because of a rainout. Otherwise, it would have been 10 straight games. They're fortunate to have that rainout because they were really short-handed. They only had 14 players in this time. They already used nearly all their pitchers in that 12-inning affair on Friday against Mystic. Fabio hits a ground ball chopper towards the shortstop. Bankston's up with it, throws across to first in time, 2 away. Now bring up Gabe Snyder. He's homered twice off of 2 different pitchers. Homered off of Patrick Ryan, a solo shot in the third. He's also flying to left. And then in the fifth, the second batter that Bryce Barr faced. They launched a 2-run bomb over the fence.
He was the third of 4 home runs in this game, hit by the Gulls.
The pitch, that's in there for a strike on Snyder, the DH.
And that's pretty much the main reason why the Gulls have the 7-4 lead here in this one.
The 0-1, breaking ball. That's in there for a strike, 0-2. 2 outs, bases empty in the 7th. Snyder pretty locked in right now. He's down the count. 0-2 from Austin. Outside ball 1. I mentioned Newport's stretch here. 3 more games before they get that off day on Sunday. They head over to the Valley Blue Sox tomorrow in Holyoke, Massachusetts. 6:35 start. The 1-2. Swung on a line drive. Diving stop made by the second baseman. Shirley throws to first a little low. Picked out by right. And Snyder has been robbed of a hit. Great play by the Steelcats second baseman Shirley. Wrap up the Gulls schedule. When we come back, the Cardines Field in the NECBL Broadcast Network. We head to the 8th. Newport 7, North Adams 4.
You're watching and listening to NECBL Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The latest stats, scores, highlights, and player of the game interviews. Tune in after the final pitch of every home game for all of the analysis you need, and listen in live for our exclusive interview with the Newport Gulls player of the game. Only on the Newport Gulls postgame report on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Franklin is proud to be the official batting glove of the New England Collegiate Baseball League. Throughout the summer, all 13 NECBL teams are wearing their very own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To order your favorite team's design or to create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. That's franklinsports.com/custom and enter the code NECBL20 to save 20% off your purchase. From the NECBL to the major leagues, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin batting gloves.
Nice. Top half of the 8th at Cardines Field. Newport Gulls 7, North Adams Steelcats 4. Time running out here for North Adams. 6 outs left to get here for the Gulls. They're looking for their first home win and to win 2 straight for the first time this season, and more importantly perhaps, improve to 500. Look ahead from there. Benjamin Bankston, the shortstop, is 1 for 3 with an RBI single. He's fly to left and struck out. Looking ahead now for the Gulls. On the road tomorrow in Valley against the Blue Sox. So 2 teams with Valley in the name. A little confusing this year, but pitchers found a way for strike 1. Plus there's also the new Upper Valley. The Nighthawks, who have the same name as a team that played in this league in Connecticut back in the mid-90s, one of the founding franchises, the old Bristol Nighthawks organization. So they borrow names from everybody. Those will play them for the first time next Wednesday at home. The pitch. Ground ball chopped left side, scooped up by the third baseman. He has it. A little wild on the throw to first, but brought in by Brote. Good play by Matheny to get it over there quickly. He had to get it out fast. No time to time that throw. With the speedy Bankston charging up the line. Throws a little high, but the tall Brote was able to bring it in. 5-3 in the ground out for Noah Vaughn, who's 0 for 3. He struck out. Reach on a fielder's choice and fly to center. Newport back home on Friday night for their first game against the New Bedford Bay Sox. Pre-game show at 6:05. First pitch 6:35 on Friday. Pitch to Vaughn. Is on the outside corner, a called strike from Cousins. It's out for a 3rd inning relief. It's been very effective. Has allowed just 1 base runner and struck out 4. Saturday, Newport heads back to Ocean State for their 3rd battle in the Pell Bridge Series versus the Waves. That'll be a 6:30 start time. And they're off Sunday, home Monday against the Pilgrims. A long trip to Vermont on Tuesday. So they alternate. Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays are all home games. Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays are the road games. Pretty easy schedule to remember. 0-2 the count here on Vaughn. The pitch, just bit outside ball 1. Shannon O'Connell has some score updates from around the NECBL.
I do. Okay, so top of the 9th, Sanford is playing Winnipesaukee. Winnipesaukee is actually up 10-0.
And the 1-2. Swung on, slapped towards the third base side. Matheny has it. Plenty of time, throws over to first. And a pair of 5-3 groundouts, 0-2 away.
Valley is up 11-4 in the top of the 5th against Keene. Ocean State is up 5-0 against Plymouth in the bottom of the 8th. And in the top of the 9th, Danbury is up 8-2 against Vermont. And finally, New Bedford is up 3-0 against Upper Valley in the bottom of the 7th. Back to you, Nick.
Thank you very much, Shannon. So, Shannon, this is a pretty quick-moving game here. This game started a little after all those other contests, and here we are, only about an inning away from completion.
Yeah, the other games that started around 6:30 are mostly in the same position, bottom of the 8th, top of the 9th, so we're not too far off from the other ones.
Edward House to bat here. It's a bit low, ball 1. But that's very different from the pacing that we saw here on Friday night. Newport faced Mystic, 12-inning contest, which took 4.5 hours. It's like a Major League game. Not even, but more like a Red Sox-Yankees Major League game, which are notorious for their length, that sometimes approaches 5 hours. The 1-0, hit on the ground, third base side. And of course, there was a lot of scoring that game. There were 23 runs between the two teams scored.
It's a lot of runs. Those long length games are also just typical playoff games as well. Playoff games go long no matter what.
There's always so much on the line in those playoff games. The tension, you can feel it in the air.
Absolutely. Look forward to October again this year.
Pitch, that's in there for a called strike, 1-2. Of course, the NECBL second season begins August 3rd. Top 4 teams from each division will qualify for the playoffs. The bottom 2 in the south, the bottom 3 in the north will head home early. Newport has been in the playoffs for 15 straight years. Pitch comes inside. That nearly hits him. He has to duck out of the way. And ball 2. Even the count on House. Shirley on deck to follow. Incredible how successful the Gulls have been 15 straight years of postseason play going back to 2001. Even the Rhode Island Gulls in 2000 were in the NECBL Championship Series. While the Gulls have won 6 times, they've lost in the finals. They've been knocked out here and there. The 2-2. Nice breaking balls. Cut on and foul tipped into the mint. Strike 3. Great out pitch from Cousins.
So you have some rings missing then.
2004, 8, 9, and 13 all ring a bell. 1-2-3 inning relief for Jake Cousins. We're through 7.5 at Cardines. Head to the bottom of the 8th, 7-4 Gulls on the ACBL Broadcast Network.
The NECBL Broadcast Network, your home for the Newport Gulls. Hey Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2016 Newport Gulls season. Stay tuned after the game for the Newport Gulls post-game report. Join Nick Lima, Tolan Vaquero, and the Newport Gulls broadcast team as they recap all of the game's highlights. And stick around for the exclusive Player of the Game interview. The Newport Gulls post-game report, starting right after the final pitch of every home game on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Fans, swing the same bat that your favorite NECBL players bring to the ballpark each night. Dream Bat Company has been producing quality baseball products since 2005 and is proud to be the official bat of the NECBL. Head to dreambats.com and enter coupon code NECBL for 20% off your entire online purchase. Don't forget to follow Dream Bat on Twitter for updates and flash sales at Dream Bat Company. Dream Bat, the official bat of the NECBL.
Home half of the 8th in Newport. Jake Brote That's a double, pair of strikeouts in the ball game. He's 1 for 3. He'll face yet another pitcher on the mound here for the North Adams Steeplecats. It'll be their 5th of the night. Pitch in there for a strike.
And now Tim Fallon on the pitch. He replaces Logan Austin, who pitched in the 7th. We've seen a new pitcher in each of the last 4 innings for the Steeplecats.
One is fouled away. Count 0-2. Catches a netting, bounces right back on the field.
And even though the Steeplecats bullpen has been busy today, the good news for them, they have an off day tomorrow to rest before their next game on Friday against the Upper Valley Nighthawks.
Ooh, staff day today. The 0-2. That's hook foul again. He'll catch the same netting and bounce almost in the same spot. But you couldn't do that again if you tried. Ball boy again recovers it. And those bad boys, they're host family kids. They get the first honor to be the bat boys for the Gulls and hang out in the dugout with the team. 0-2. That's low ball 1.
The lucky ones. It's a great way for them to spend their summer, too.
The host family programs is so important here in the NACBL.
Absolutely.
It's a foundation of the league, really. The 1-2. Swung on a line drive out towards left field. Drop it quickly. It's going to fall for a hit. Roll out towards the wall. Extra bases for Brote. He's rounding first into second. He's there standing with his second leadoff double of the ball game. He rocketed that one down the line.
That was crushed. We saw early on when Patrick Ryan was pitching for the Steeplecats, the goals were showing they were ability to crush the ball, and Brote doing so there.
And Steven Scott has done a good job catching tonight on short notice, with the other 2 Gulls catchers in the DL, and their third just activated for tomorrow's game. Hasn't even been assigned a number yet. He'll be in for tomorrow night. He's coming in tonight, in fact. Scott, who's had a 2-run homer on the ball game and a pair of grounders, bats here with a runner at second. The pitch. Outside ball 1. Broke came home to score on that Scott home run back in the second. All 4 Gulls home runs tonight hit out towards right field off of 2 different pitchers. Both the starter Ryan and the first reliever Bard. This pitch is in there for a called strike, 1-1. And Newport 0-2 here at home, looking for the first home win. This is a ballpark that's been very good to them over the years. The Gulls have gone as much as 17-3 or 18-2 at Cardines Field in the season. The 1-1 from Fallon is fouled away. Count 1-2.
This season they're already 0-2, looking for their first win here. Cardines Field is a tough place to play.
So a hitter-friendly ballpark. You get extra outs because of the limited foul territory and the short porch and right.
That's right.
Pretty much a hitter's paradise. So triangle, the odd outfield dimensions. The big crowd, the 1-2. That's grounded foul towards the Steeplecat dugout. Will bounce into the dugout. That remains 1-2. Now, all time, of course, the Gulls and Steeplecats used to play each other 6 times when North Adams was in the NACBL South, so they have a lot of history with each other. But Newport has a 30-15 all-time edge against North Adams. 16-6 here at Cardines. 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground, first base side, but foul. They've also played each other in the postseason here and there, back when the Steeplecats were in the South. Newport. Again with the edge there over North Adams. 6 games to 2. And a pair of, well, in 3 playoff series. Fallon taking his time. The righty sets out the belt. It takes too long. As Scott asked for time, granted by Matt Ball. Now the Gulls all time, as of this moment, are 411 and 218. They've almost won twice as many games as they've lost. Sensational here in Newport. 226 and 85 at home. The pitch outside. Ball 2. That shows you how good they've been here in this ballpark. 184 and 185 and 133 on the road. So they've certainly been very successful in Newport. They've yet to even eclipse the 100 mark in losses in 15 years. 2-2. Way upside. Upstairs, I meant to say. Ball 3. The Steeplecats have fared a bit better against the Gulls at Joe Wolf. Newport 14-9 against North Adams there. But there was a stretch of a few years where the Gulls seemed to win every single year they played at Joe Wolf Field. Tim Fallon deals the payoff pitch, swinging a line drive, base hit in right field, rolling down the line towards the corner of the warehouse. Heading into third, being waved home by Al Laver is Broat. Here he comes, the relay of the plate, cut off. And the Gulls add another to their total. They lead 8-4. Steven Scart has his third RBI of the ball game. It's a single to right. Newport extends their lead 8-4 here in the 8th.
Once again in this game, in hits to right field, we're seeing a lot of really long singles in this game. Let's not forget earlier, Powell hit a long single to the warning track in right field and was thrown out trying to stretch it into a double.
Here's Mark Paul. It's 2 for 3. Pair of singles and a strikeout.
The second baseman, number 2, Mark Powell.
The pitch. There's a strike on the outside corner. First 2 have reached here for Newport. 1 has scored. Runner at first with nobody out. Newport did lose in North Adams last year. In fact, the Steeplecats swept the season series in 2015. 2 games to none. It's the first time they've done that in a long time. The pitch fouled away. This is the only season series the Gulls lost last year. Oh, 1-2 the count now on Powell in 2014. Newport won at Joe Wolf, but the Steeplecats got the Gulls here at Cardines. Newport returned the favor, swept them in 2013. The pitch, a bit low and outside, it rolls away from the catcher, no advance for the runner, ball 1. You have to go all the way back to 2009, other than last year, the last time Newport lost at Joe Wolf Field. So from 2010 to 2014, they won every year there. 1-2. Hook foul left side. Shane Matheny on deck circle. Of course, Newport only has 9 position players available right now, with a couple on the DL of sorts. And a couple more still traveling here. There are 3 players who are day-to-day at the moment. Fallon with the 1-2. It's hit on the ground left side. That's through for a base hit. The third baseman Johnson was playing in, wasn't guarding the line. Here's the throw down to third. It is not in time. Sliding in head first is Scott, and Broat heads into second.
Close play at third, and it's down the left field line where guys are able to get more bases out of their hits. In the right field line is where guys are hitting the long singles.
It was Powell heading to second with the double. Powell now a 3 for 4 ball game. 2 singles and a double. And Newport right back in business again for Shane Matheny, who was 0 for 3. Runners at second and third and nobody out. The pitch. It's high, ball 1. Now, this is an interdivision matchup, as we mentioned. These 2 teams will play again later on in the season up at Joe Wolf Field, and a picturesque ballpark. If you're ever in the western Massachusetts area in the summertime, I highly advise checking it out. There's another great ballpark right down the road that used to be in the NECBL. It isn't anymore. It's called Wacona Park. And that's a park that dates back to the 1880s. They have sun delays in the outfield because of the alignment of the ballpark. That's how old it is. Sun sets over the center field wall at Wacona. It's been used as a minor league park in the past. That's right down the road in Pittsfield, Mass. Only about a half hour from North Adams. 1-0, cut on and missed. 1-1 the count evens up on Matheny. Some great baseball out in western Massachusetts. And right up the road in New York, there's the Oneonta team as well, the NYCBL. Well, they're in the NECBL, the Outlaws, for a year. 1-1. Just outside ball 2. Which made it a little odd, because it was the NECBL, but there's a team in New York for a season. But it's kind of like in Major League Baseball or the National Football League.
Exactly.
What's in a name? There's a team in Canada in Major League Baseball, and
in the
America's
NBA.
The pitch, that's true. Low, ball 1.
And in the NHL, there's several.
Of course, the national it's really the International Hockey League.
It's the NFL is the only league without any.
They're trying. They're trying over in Europe and London and Mexico City. They're going all around the world.
They've been trying for years to get a team in LA, let alone outside of the country, and they finally got the Rams to move.
Focus on home first before they expand elsewhere.
That's true.
3-1 pitch, cut on, missed. The count is full. Newport's third baseman, Matheny. Shane came in tonight batting .217. Struggling a little bit at the plate. He has a pair of RBI, 2 walks. Getting a lot of playing time. This is his 6th start. Every game at third base for Newport. He's been very good there at the hot corner. 3-2 pitch. Hit on the ground, right side. That's through for a base hit. It'll score a run. Here comes Scott. Power wing stopped at third. And Newport leads 9-4.
Still nobody out in this inning.
Again, the infielders were playing in, and they were a little out of position. They're a few steps back. They may have been able to get that one, but with the 2 men in scoring position, Steelcats didn't really have a choice. So Matheny takes advantage and pokes it through the right side. I mentioned this is a season series, 2 games between Newport and North Adams. The next game will be played on Tuesday, July 12th at 6:30. Bat Joe Wolf. Look forward to that trip. Great ballpark.
We'll look forward to bringing you that game here as well on the New England Collegiate Baseball League Broadcast Network.
Meanwhile, that's going to do it for Tim Fallon. We'll have another pitching change coming in this game from Cardines Field. We'll come back and tell you about the new pitcher next on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
The NECBL Broadcast Network, your home for the Newport Gulls. Need your Gulls fix? Check out NewportGulls.com. That's NewportGulls.com.
For the latest in scores, stats, videos, photos, and team updates of the 6-time NECBL champion Newport Gulls, like them on Facebook at Facebook.com/Newport Gulls, and flock with them on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat at Newport Gulls. Looking for stats, scores, and highlights from your favorite NECBL team from wherever you are? Then head to mobile.necbl.com to download the official Point Streak mobile app. Available on Android and iOS devices, the Point Streak mobile app offers access to live box scores, pitch-by-pitch updates, and so much more all season long. That's mobile.necbl.com to download the app or head to the iTunes or the Google Play Store.
The chase for the Faye Vincent Senior Cup begins on Wednesday, August 3rd, when the 2016 NECBL playoffs begin. Once again, the top 4 teams from each division will qualify, with winners advancing to the NECBL Championship Series to fight for the league title. All series will be played in the best-of-3 format throughout the postseason. For more information, head to necbl.com.
And welcome back here in Newport. Still here in the 8th. 4 straight goals have reached. Two of them have scored, and Newport still threatening here with runners at the corners, nobody out, and Sean Vigent will be the batter in the 8th spot for the Gulls to face the 6th pitcher of the night for North Adams.
New pitcher for the Steeplecats, Jared Habershaw, going into his senior year. He is teammates at Franklin Pierce with fellow Steeplecat Tanner Bird.
Habershaw will try to stop the bleeding here. His pitch is a called strike on the outside corner.
Going against his home state team. He's a Rhode Island kid.
Chris Chatfield waits on deck. Pitch is hit on the ground towards the right side, scooped up by the first baseman, throws to home. They get the out there. He's in time. He's tagged out, sliding in ahead of the plate. And they get one out, sure out on a fielder's choice. They'll go 3-2. Retired is Powell at the plate. That's the inning's first out. Infield playing in that time helped the Steeplecats. Now they take a couple steps back with third base open. Runners at first and second. Third baseman Johnson is still playing just off the grass. And Chris Chatfield, who's 1 for 3, had a 2-run blast back in the second inning. A pitch. It's just outside ball 1. Travis Young to follow. The pitch. Cut on, foul, tipped around the plate area, 1-1. Stay tuned after the game for a Newport Gulls post-game show. Shannon O'Connell, Jared Krajewski, myself, and Robert will wrap things up here from Cardines Field. We'll have a player of the game interview, scores and standings from around the league, and totals for tonight's game. Pitch. Swung on and missed. Big cut that time from Chatfield. Count 1-2. We do have an official attendance report. 1,576. 1,576. The attendance for tonight's game. Great night here. St. Joseph's Community Night. St. Joseph's Parish was the group volunteers, and they're walking through the stands raising money at the 50-50 raffle. $271 for their scholarship program. Successful night for St. Joe's. We're happy to have them here. 1-2. Breaking ball just high. 2-2. And Newport heading to Valley tomorrow. The Bay Sox at Cardines Field for Friday night's game. Pitch is low. 3-2, a full count for Chatfield, just one out. 2 men on here in the 8th.
Chatfield homered and struck out twice in this game.
We have an email sent to us at media@newportgulls.com from Candy Long. Hi, Candy. Thanks for tuning in tonight. The pitch. It's up and away, ball 4, and Chatfield's on base. With a 1-out walk, and now load him up for the top of the order, Travis Young. Candy says, great broadcast. That's what she's hearing, and she says, wear the rings with pride.
She was listening to us.
Do.
Talk about that.
Of course, Candy and Miss Candy and Kevin Long as well, Newport's longtime pitching coach, taking the summer off. He's got a couple of those championship rings, the 2012 and the 2014 one. I know he wears those rings with pride himself. As do all the players and coaches and others who have earned championship rings here, and not just with the Gulls, but around the league. It's always a great prize to end the summer that way. The Gulls have been fortunate. The pitch is taken high, ball 1, but they've been blessed too with some outstanding coaches and some very talented young athletes over the years here. Hunted down by GM Chuck Pava and his outstanding management team. And bases full of Gulls. The pitch is swung on, hook foul right side. Another great crop of Gulls here this year. These players, some of the brightest and nicest young gentlemen you'll ever meet. So Newport community welcomes them with open arms every single summer. They love having the Gulls here and have always supported the team well, leading the league in attendance year after year. The pitch, hook foul right side towards the Munfield Pub, 1-2. About 50,000 fans a year will come through the turnstiles of Cardines. Long inning here for the Gulls. There's now Habershaw trying to get out of the jam. 9-4 Newport. Bases all loaded up. The 1-2 pitch, curve is high, ball 2. Six pitchers used tonight for North Adams, but they are off tomorrow. Young looking for his first hit. He's walked back in the second quarter, stealing it. 2-2, swung on a miss, strike 3. He goes down by way of the strikeout for the third time. Inning second out. I'll bring up Cole Fabio, who was 1 for 4 with a stolen base and a run scored. He's fly to right, popped to second, singled and grounded out to short. First baseman Wright is going to come over and talk to his pitcher Habershaw, the catcher out there Mazda as well. Well, 2 up in the ninth. Last hopes for the Steeplecats. They'll have 8, 9, and 1. Barring any pitch hitters, Shirley Johnson and Riato.
Cole Fabio.
Fabio stands in, the base is juiced. The pitch, ground ball, left side. It gets off the glove of the third baseman Johnson. Kicks all the way to the outfield. Here comes a run to score. One more coming in right behind him. The throw to the plate, not in time. And the Gulls play 2 more runs and lead it 11-4. That'll be an error on the third baseman Johnson. It should have ended the inning. Instead, Fabio drives home 2 more Newport Gulls runs with the ground ball to third. 11-4 Newport. They've blown this one open. Looking for their biggest margin of victory of the season here. It was 7 runs, and they've matched that. They beat Mystic 8-1 on Sunday at the Shipyard.
Number 25, Gabe Snyder.
Here's Gabe Snyder, who already has 2 home runs in the ball game. Matheny and Vigent both coming home to score. Now it's Chatfield at second, Fabio at first. And the 1-0 coming here is Snyder. Has 3 RBI. Pitch. Upstairs, ball 2. It's the 9th man to bat here in the 8th inning. Habershaw taking his time. Goes to rubber on the first base side. Looks in. A sign from his catcher, Mazza. He comes to the stretch and deals. Fastball is low. Oh, in there for a strike, actually. 2-1. Late strike call from Ball. It's been a strike all night, though. It's been pretty consistent. Two-1. Swung on a miss. Couldn't catch up to a heater. And the Steeplecats a strike away from getting out of the inning without any more damage done. Down by 7 runs now. It's 11-4 Newport. 2 men still on base here. Habershaw is ready. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball hit right side. The second baseman dives, can't make the play. Stopping at third, Chatfield. The throw comes into home, and the bases are loaded back up. Gabe Snyder has a 3-hit ball game to go along with his 2 home runs. And here comes Jake Brote, who started this inning with a double. And the Gulls have batted around for the first time this season. Brote is 2 for 4 now. He doubled and scored to begin this inning off of Tim Fallon. He also doubled and scored on the Scott Homer back in the second inning. A couple of strikeouts tonight, too.
Looks like we'll see a pitching change by the Steeplecats once again and see who the new guy is coming in.
Well, that's going to do it. Another pitching change coming in this game from Cardines Field. It'll be
Andrew Camiolo.
7th pitcher of the night. We'll come back and tell you about Andrew next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Wear what Major League Baseball and the NECBL wear, New Era caps, the preferred cap of the NECBL. Show your support by visiting the souvenir stand at your next game and become a part of your favorite team. New Era caps, the preferred cap of the NECBL. The NECBL is a Major League Baseball-sponsored summer collegiate league designed to enhance the quality of life in our 13 scenic communities by providing quality baseball at an affordable price in a family-friendly environment. In the NECBL, summer collegiate baseball has become the common denominator that brings our region and our communities together. Last year, over 250,000 fans came out to our ballparks, and countless others followed along online via internet broadcasts, Facebook, and mobile apps. Over 100 NECBL alumni have already cracked Major League rosters, and that number will continue to grow this season. Tour New England this summer to see future professionals while visiting some of the most beautiful scenic communities in the region. Visit www.necbl.com to learn more about what makes the New England League one of the country's top summer baseball organizations.
Still here in the 8th in Newport. The Gulls have loaded the bases back up and have batted around. Jake Brote began this inning with a double, and he'll stand in against the 7th pitcher of the night for the Steeplecats, Andrew Camiolo.
Camiolo, left-hander, 6 foot, 200 pounds, going into his senior year at Iona College from Warren, New Jersey.
His Iona teammate Patrick Ryan began this game, worked 4 innings. He's on the hook.
Camiolo 0-1, a 6.75 ERA, and this is his 3rd appearance of the season for the Steeplecats.
Sidearm delivery, first pitch, cut on, foul tip. And Jake Brote, strike 1. Camiolo has long, luscious locks of hair sticking on the back of his hat. The 0-1. Outside ball 1. It's a common trait among a lot of relief pitchers these days.
Not the only Steeplecat with that look. Josh Simpson.
1-1. That's outside corner, a called strike. I could never get away with it, though. I would look like a wolf man or something.
I guess I probably would too.
Plus, I couldn't afford all the shampoo. 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground, left side. Getting in front of it is the third baseman Johnson. Throws across the diamond for the out that retires the side. But the Newport Gulls send 10 men to the plate, and they extend their lead to 11-4. They go to the 9th. Last chance for the Steeplecats next here on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
You're watching and listening to Newport Gulls baseball on your flagship home for the Gulls all season long, the NECBL Broadcast Network. Be sure to check out the Gulls online at newportgulls.com. That's newportgulls.com. Hey Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, post-game show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2016 Newport Gulls season. Newport Gulls baseball, the NECBL Broadcast Network. Stay tuned. Stats, updated standings, and the exclusive Player of the Game interview just minutes after the final pitch on the Newport Gulls postgame report on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here in Newport. There we go, ninth inning. Gulls head to the ninth with the lead to protect for the first time this season. 0-2 at home, looking for their first home win and their second win in a row. Jake Cousins out for another inning of work to close this one out. It is a save situation. He's pitched more than 3 innings. This will be his 4th inning of work. First pitch strike from Cousins. Was allowed only a single, and he's struck out 4. Now 5 Steeplecats. Retired all but one of the batters he's faced. The 0-1 is hook foul right side. Shirley is 1 for 3 with an RBI fielder's choice, a double, run scored, and a strikeout. Cousins has been sensational. Some of the best pitching we've seen so far this season from Newport. Which was pretty good too to start. He's earned a win. The 0-2 fouled off. And it hit him?
It hit him.
Well, he's hit by the pitch. Just did clip him. He'll take his base at first. On the second base runner, Cousins is allowed, and only the third base runner for North Adams. Going back the last 5 innings. Of course, in the 4th, they sent 8 men to the plate, but only scored 2 of them. Left the bases loaded.
Pinch hitter is C.J. Price, batting for Johnson in the 9th spot.
Adams. Number 26, C.J. Price.
Trying to get the bats going for the Steeplecats and get this 9-inning rally going.
Price, a hot hitter. He's now appeared in 6 games with 5 starts, .333 average, and 3 RBI. No extra base hits, but he's 6 for 18 at the plate. Hits from the left side, the pitch. Inside low ball 1 from Cousins.
In the season opener on last Thursday night, he came to bat with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 10th in a tied game and had the winning hit. Steeplecats looking for that same magic here, down by 7 in the 9th.
Have a runner at first. 3 outs to work with. The pitch is low, but in there for a strike. That's that confusing pitch. It has been a strike all night from Matt Ball, to be fair to him, but he's been consistent. One to Price, just outside. 2 balls and a strike to the pinch hitter. It's a .478 OBP, 5 walks. Averaging a walk a start. The pitch, breaking ball misses inside. Got a very interesting breaking ball, those Cousins. A lot of movement on it. Bottom just dives out. 3-1. Fastball's on the outside corner for a called strike. 3-2. Top of the order, Nick Riotto is up next. He's 3 for 4. He's had a hot night at the plate. Best offensive performance tonight from any Steeplecat. Keaton Wright is 2 for 3 with a walk. Time called just as Cousins was getting ready to throw. Late time call from Ball. Now Cousins will look in again. Gets a sign he likes. Nods, sets, and throws. Ground ball hit left side. That's through for a hit.
Excellent piece of hitting there. Going the opposite way does C.J. Price. Through the hole on the left side.
Top of the order, Nick Riotto. Riotto is 3 for 4. 2 singles, a double, and 2 RBI.
Nick Riotto.
We may see a pitching change here.
Gulls did have action in their bullpen. Al Leyva heading out to the mound now with 2 men on. We'll see what he decides to do. He has a few words here with Cousins. And he signals down to the bullpen. So we do have a pitching change coming into this game from Cardines Field in the 9th inning. Oh, no, we don't. He's waving him back. Well, luckily, we didn't go to break. He started to come out, but I noticed he hadn't singled down there yet.
The game at Fenway is in the 7th inning now.
So he's waved back.
The Red Sox
He's
are still ahead.
And Leyva,
6-0.
happy with his conversation with Cousins, is going to stick
Wright,
with them.
the knuckleballer.
It was Bradley Wilpon starting to run down, the veteran. Of course, Wilpon was under Mike Coombs last year, who did all the pitching changes as manager, and he had his. Usually when Mike Coombs went out there, that means the pitcher was done. Leyva operates a little bit differently, of course, as every coach does. Leyva, a longtime hitting coach under Coombs since 2011. Great to have him here as manager and keep that continuity in the coaching staff. First pitch strike to Riotto following the conference between Cousins and Leyva. So Cousins does stay in for at least one more batter. The 0-1. Breaking ball, just a bit low. Matt Ball has done a great job cleaning the plate tonight. It looks immaculate. One. Hard shot foul on the third base side. Ball and 2 strikes. Get a programming note. Newport back home on Friday against the Bay Sox. Pre-game show 30 minutes before the first pitch, as it is for every game at home. 6:05 on the air. First pitch, 6:35 for Salve Regina University night. 1-2. Second high, 2-2. In the 4th inning of work for Cousins. Starting to labor just a bit. And he has qualified for a save if he can finish out the inning. He sets, looks back, and throws. Again, hook foul left side.
Better call.
They closed at 9 o'clock.
5 strikeouts so far for Jake Cousins, looking for another here. The first out in the 9th. The pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Frozo on a breaking ball. At the spot that time. Picks up K, number 6 in relief. And I'll bring up Daniel Host. Daniel is 0 for 4. Strikeout victim of Cousins back in the 7th. He's also grounded out twice and reached on an error. It was quickly erased on the next pitch, though, in a double play. That was back in the 1st inning.
Center fielder.
2 Gulls errors tonight. Fielding percentage still a bit lower than normal. The pitch outside ball 1, but there's a good explanation for it. A lot of players with the injuries, with the late arrivals, have been playing out of position. They've had a pitcher at first base. They've had shortstops playing second and vice versa. Tonight they have an infielder in right field, and they have an outfielder playing catcher. The pitch is swung on and foul tipped in the mitt. Strike 1 on Riotto. Rather on Holst. 1-1 the count. Cousins comes to the stretch, even with runners on here, and deals. That's low. Ball 2. He only glances back briefly at second base. He knows those 2 runs don't really matter too much. They can run wild out there. His focus is on the plate, where Holst levels the bat. The 2-1. He kicks, fires, breaking ball. That's a strike on the outside corner. Seam out pitch that he throws Riotto on. Evens the count at 2-2. 15 hits tonight for the Newport Gulls. Season high. Five of them in a row in the 8th inning. Pitch, but low, and that works the count full. Payoff pitch. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Hulse doesn't like it. Sends his bat to the ground as he thought he had ball 4, but it's a second strikeout in a row here for Cousins. Both of them looking. The strike zone has opened up a little bit here in the ninth for Matt Ball with the 7-run advantage for Newport.
The catcher, number 24, John Mazza.
7 Ks here for Cousins. He's looking for one more out here in the top of the ninth. Newport Gulls 11. North Adams Steelcats 4. Runner at first, a runner at second, 2 away. The pitch. Breaking ball a little bit low. Inside for ball 1. The catcher Mazza, who's 0 for 4. Newport has out-hit North Adams 15-8. Outscore them 11-4. Looking to improve to 500 with a victory here. The 1-0 pitch is hooked foul right side. And Gulls back on the road tomorrow. Home Friday. Road trip Saturday. Right over the Pell. They'll face the Waves for the 3rd time. And back home Monday after a nice off day on Sunday. Their first official off day. So they were graced with a day off on Saturday due to the rain showers in the area over in New Bedford. 1-1. Strike called at the shins of Mazza as a look back at Ball. Cousins will toe the rubber. The Steelcats down to their last strike. Runners at first and second. 2 out. 9th inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Skips in the dirt. Blocked by the catcher. Scott kept it in front of him. And it's ball 2. Shirley hit by a pitch at second base. Price, the pinch hitter who singled at first. 2-2 the count. And Cousins deals. Swinging a ground ball, bounce to third. Low hop for the third baseman Matheny. Fires across, and this one's over. The Newport Gulls defeat the North Adams Steelcats 11-4 here at Cardines Field as the Gulls make it to 500, improve to 3-3, and pick up their first win at home, and they win big here tonight of the season. Newport winning 11-4 against the Steelcats here tonight in interdivision play. Stay tuned, folks. Our full post-game report coming up next. We'll have stats, totals, player of the game interview, and much more. Stay tuned here on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Still much more to come.
You're watching and listening to NECBL Baseball on the NECBL Broadcast Network. Hey Gulls fans, DVDs of all home games are available. To order copies, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. All DVDs include a full pregame show, postgame show, 5 high-quality cameras, and exclusive player interviews. Everything you know and love about Newport Gulls baseball. For more information, email broadcast@newportgulls.com. Don't miss your chance to own a piece of the 2016 Newport Gulls season.
Listen up, fans. For the second straight year, you, our loyal fans, will have the chance to select one player to this year's All-Star Game. Beginning on Monday, July 11th, fans will be able to vote for one of our 13 All-Star Game fan vote nominees. The player with the most votes will be elected an NECBL All-Star and have the chance to play in the All-Star Game at Cardines Field, home of the Newport Gulls, on Sunday, July 17th. Fan voting will take place online at necbl.com beginning on Monday, July 11th.
Stay tuned for the Newport Gulls postgame report, next on the NECBL Broadcast Network.
Welcome back here at Cardines Field. Newport Gulls winning here tonight 11-4, the final score, and pick up their first win at home. Totals in this one: first for the visiting North Adams Steelcats, 4 runs and 8 hits, an error, and 8 men left on base as they drop to 4-3 with the loss. Meanwhile, the Gulls improved to 3-3, are back at 500. First time this season. Newport 11 runs on 15 hits, a season high in hits, matching a season high in runs scored. 2 errors, they left 5 on base. The starters in this game were the pitchers of record. Chris Bubich, 5 innings of work, 4 runs, 2 earned on 6 hits, 2 walks, and 7 strikeouts. A hit by pitch and a wild pitch tossed by the starter. He goes from 0-1, improves to 1-1 with the victory. Patrick Ryan, 4 innings of work, 5 earned runs on 8 hits, a walk, and 4 Ks, allowed 3 home runs. He drops to 0-2. The save goes to Jake Cousins, a 4-inning save. He picks up his first of the season. It was outstanding, picking up 8 strikeouts. Home runs hit in this game, there were 4 of them. Snyder had 2, Scott 1, and Chatfield 1, each of them hitting their first home runs. In Snyder's case, his first and second home run of the season in this ball game here tonight. The game took 2 hours and 55 minutes to play. Was watched by a crowd of 1,576 here at Cardines Field. And a full slate of action around the NECBL. Shannon will have the score updates coming up in just a little bit as the Gulls improve to 1-0 against the Steeplecats, and will play North Adams at Joel Field later on this summer. And look forward to that contest. Always a fun road trip up to North Adams. Meanwhile, the Steeplecats will look to rebound after the off day tomorrow.
Yes, absolutely. Coming into this game, a 3-game win streak. That streak now over with a tough loss, with a 11-4 loss here tonight. But with the off day tomorrow, can rest the arms in the bullpen. The Steeplecats used a lot of those arms today. Can benefit from the rest and be ready to play the Upper Valley Nighthawks Friday night at 6:30 up in Vermont.
So meanwhile, the Newport Gulls will head to play the Valley Blue Sox tomorrow night. Mike Lord and I will have the call at 6:30 up in Holyoke, Massachusetts, as Newport will look to extend a winning streak now to 3 games after winning 2 straight with the victory here tonight. Newport back home in action on Friday night against the New Bedford Bay Sox at 6:35. We'll be down at the field in just a few moments with our Newport Gulls Player of the Game interview. But first, we'll say so long here to
Been
Robert.
A pleasure, Nick.
Outstanding work with you here tonight, Robert. We'll see you later on the season.
Absolutely,
Best of luck.
absolutely. Best of luck to you as well, and we'll see you at Joel Field and later on this year.
Thank you, Robert. Let's send it over to Shannon O'Connell as our post-game report continues. Shannon?
For a look around the league, we have a couple games that just ended. Winnipesaukee beat Sanford 10-0. Ocean State beat Plymouth 5-2. Danbury beat Vermont 8-2. And then some games that are still in progress. The Valley Blue Sox are up 14-5 against Keene. The Upper Valley Nighthawks are losing currently to the New Bedford Bay Sox 4-3. And as you know, the Newport Gulls won at home tonight against the North Adams Steeplecats. All right, so we're here with Jarek. Can you talk about a little bit about the stats, what happened tonight?
Gulls won this game on the home run balls. They had 4 home runs. Big game from Snyder today with 2 home runs, which really set the tone early against the North Adams starting pitcher.
Yeah, I interviewed Gabe at the beginning of the pregame show this year, tonight rather, and he talked about how last night he had a hit that brought in the first run and how that really got the bats going, and I think the same thing happened tonight here.
Yeah, it really set the tone early, like I said before, especially with Snyder, two big blasts out to right field, and Chatfield had a big home run with 2 strikes on them, so getting out to an early lead for the Gulls, and then Jake Cousins coming in and really shutting the door for the Gulls, picked up a big win tonight.
Yeah, and that right field wall was pretty popular. We had 2 runs by Gabe Snyder over there and then Chatfield, and then an additional one, so that was a really popular spot for the Bats to go tonight.
Yeah, it just shows a lefty-heavy lineup from the Gulls with the short right field fence over there. Well, short to right field, but a big fence. Any fly ball that gets out just has to be a towering one.
Yeah, we talked a lot about the All-Star game and how Nick's favorite thing was the home run derby, and that 28-foot wall should be a pretty interesting feat for some of those batters tonight, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it, especially those lefty hitters that come in. Could really put on a show. Really any hitter. You really have to hit the ball high in the air to get it out of this ballpark. So it should be great to see with some of the best hitters in the country.
Yeah, definitely. We did have a pretty interesting catching situation. Our normal catcher was out day-to-day from a hamstring injury, and our other catcher is also day-to-day because he has the flu. We had a normal outfielder playing catcher, and he seemed to do pretty well even though he hasn't played since high school.
I think he did an amazing job tonight, especially coming in an emergency situation. Hasn't caught since high school. Catching pitchers that are throwing the high 90s with nasty off-speed stuff. Really held his own back there. Hit a home run, so you gotta say that you played a great game today.
Yeah, it was definitely a great game. We had a pretty good crowd tonight too, considering it was a Wednesday, middle of the week, school still in session.
Yeah, 1,500 people. You really don't get that in any other ballpark. My roommate interned for North Adams last year, and he said that they average about 400, 500 people. So on a below night here, when you're getting 1,500, just shows you what the Newport Gulls are like here in Newport.
Definitely. And once school gets out, I think we'll have a lot more people here in the stands. Probably about 3,000 is the usual tally for weeknights and even weekends here in Newport.
Just shows you why some of the best baseball players want to come and play in Newport, play in front of the crowds that they have here, like you said, about 3,000, and then playing such a beautiful ballpark. It's one of a kind.
Yeah, Newport's even a great location. I've talked to a lot of the players about what their favorite thing is to do on off days, and they love going to the beach. It's so convenient being in Newport. There's water everywhere.
Yeah, some of these players are from landlocked states like Wichita. So it just shows you that this might be, they see the ocean for the first time, so you don't know what it means to them.
Yeah, it's definitely a great location. Nick is getting ready for our player of the game interview. He's just wrapping some things up before we throw it back down to him. Anything else you wanted to comment about the game tonight?
Just the Gulls pitchers tonight just really got ahead with strikes. 14 strikes between the two pitchers tonight, so it really showed that they pounded the strike zone. They got ahead, and the defense played soundly tonight. Only that one error, but the defense kept them in the game. The bats showed up tonight with the 4 home runs, and it was just an all-around team effort by the Gulls tonight.
Yeah, we definitely had a really big game offensively, so that was really great. Even both teams had some nice hits. We had a lot of home runs tonight. It was a really fun game.
It just showed the Gulls capitalized when they needed to. The Gulls pitchers really got out of a couple big situations with the bases loaded. So it just showed who got the outs when they needed to, and when the Gulls took advantage of the opportunity. Who do you think the player of the game is going to be tonight?
I don't know. I would say I would say Gabe Snyder.
I would too.
He is not too keen on interviews, though. Let me tell you, I went up to him earlier today and asked him if he would do a pregame interview. He was not too sure about it, but he did a great job. I don't know if you watched our pregame show, but he did a great job, and he's standing there signing a lot of autographs, going over to Nick. So I think he's definitely going to be a player of the game. Speaking of, Nick Lima is on the field with the player of the game interview, so we're going to throw it down to Nick.
Thank you very much. Now joined by Newport Gulls player of the game, Gabe Snyder. Gabe, congratulations on a great night that played here.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Now, the Gulls really went off a little bit tonight on North Adams pitching. 4 home runs in the game and 15 hits, a season high. You had 2 of those home runs.
Yeah, it was a good day for us offensively. We were able to see the ball well and get some good hits.
Now, with that short porch out here in right field, of course, it's a 28-foot high fence, so you still really have to tag it to get it out of here?
Yeah, you still got to hit it, but if you get it up there, I mean, it can travel for sure.
Tell us about the at-bat in the first home run, which was a solo shot.
Yeah.
A 2-run blast.
He threw a fastball in, and I saw it pretty well and turned on it and was able to fly out.
And against a different pitcher, you hit a solo shot a little later on in the game. What was going on in that at-bat?
He threw me a couple change-ups, and the last one was also a change-up, so he just left it up, and I was able to see it and pull it out.
So 4 home runs overall in this game for Newport Gulls pitching. And you know the pitcher's going to love that when they get that run support early on.
Yeah, that really helps for pitchers, able to just throw strikes and get outs.
So I was talking to your host dad a little bit over there. He says that you've been eating pretty well.
Oh, yeah, he's been feeding me real good. I'm really appreciative of that. Yeah.
How are you enjoying your stay so far here in Newport?
It's been great. I can't wait to stay here and see everything and see all the cool stuff around here.
Now, where are you from?
I'm from Ohio.
So is this your first time in Rhode Island?
Yep, first time.
What are you looking to do here this summer off the field?
I want to check out the beaches for sure. I haven't been there yet. I've heard they've been pretty good, and maybe check out some of the old-time stuff. I know there's a bunch of houses and cool things to do around here.
Well, Gabe Snyder, your Newport Gulls player of the game. Congratulations. Big night at the plate. 3 hits, 2 home runs, and a big win for the Gulls, 11-4.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us. We'll catch up with you later in the season. Let's send it back up to the booth one final time for Shannon and Jarek.
All right, thanks, Nick. So we had a nice win at home tonight. I'm sure it felt great for the players to finally get that win here in Cardines.
Yeah, just something to build off of. You always want to get that first one out of the way, and hopefully the Gulls just start rolling at home.
All right, Nick's still down at the field to finish up this broadcast. Nick, we're throwing it down to you.
Thank you very much. Let's pause a moment and thank those who made tonight's broadcast possible. The executive producer of Newport Gulls Baseball, Tom Lima. Gulls Baseball produced tonight by Shannon Carlson. Our associate producer is Blair Schneider. Our audio technician was Megan Wendell. Our on-site engineer, Robbie Rhodes. Our production assistant, Maddie Peters. And our statistician, Jarek Krajewski. Our field reporter tonight, Shannon O'Connell. Did a great job the first night in that role. For Robert Ambrose, I'm Nick Lima here at Cardines Field. The Newport Gulls win here tonight 11-4 and pick up their first victory of the season at home and their third overall as the Gulls return to 500 and defeat the North Adams Steelcats 11-4 here tonight. Newport will be back on the road tomorrow. They'll head up to Holyoke, Massachusetts to face off against the Valley Blue Sox. Mike Lorden and myself will have the call on the NECBL Broadcast Network. We'll be on the air at 6:30 with the pregame show. Gulls return home on Friday night. They take on the New Bedford Bay Sox. Pre-game show start time at 6:05. First pitch at 6:35. We hope you join us then. One final time, the final score. The Gulls winning here tonight, 11-4. Thanks all for tuning in tonight, and we'll see you back here at Cardines Field on Friday and tomorrow night in Holyoke. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Until our next broadcast, so long, everybody.
Thank you.